This episode of the Patriots Postgame Show is presented by DraftKings.
This is the Patriots Postgame Show, presented by DraftKings.
Diggs turns right, sidestep right to the 5, throws to the outside, dives to the pylon, touchdown!
Join the conversation by calling into the show at 855-PATS-500 or email us at podcast@patriots.com.
Maye throws it for Pop Douglas on a wheel route, and he drops it in the midsection for a Patriots touchdown!
Live from our studio inside Gillette Stadium, this is the Patriots Postgame Show, presented by DraftKings.
Welcome into the Patriots Postgame Show, presented by DraftKings. If you're like me, you were at the edge of your seat for most of that game. Paul Perillo is here, Kwani Lunis, and Mike Dussault will join us in just a second. As you just saw in this game, 24-23, the Patriots now improving to 7-2, stretching out their win streak, not only at home, but just overall. Paul, how did you feel about this one?
Yeah, it's a lot of mixed bag.
Yes.
I thought the Patriots did some really nice things in the first half. They got really sloppy for the first time since week 1, or probably week 3. The quarterback got a little sloppy, and he let the other team back in the game. But in the end, you get a little bit fortunate. They miss an extra point, and you come away with a win.
Definitely a combination of Drake Maye's, a few mishaps, but also Atlanta clearly hungry for this one. The final drive of the game, just overall, I'm still like frazzled by the fact that this happened. But what did you expect to see this game play out the way that it did?
No. I didn't expect to see those kinds of mistakes.
Yeah.
The Patriots have really gone the better part of 2 months. And I don't want to say playing mistake-free football, but avoiding those kinds of really costly errors that let the other team back in the game. Up 14 with the ball at midfield in the final 30 seconds of the first half. You can't turn the ball over there. And then you sort of regain your composure coming out of the halftime break. You go up 10, you come up with a stop. Again, you're at midfield, and you turn it over again. So just too many mistakes to pull away in the end. I mean, I think the Patriots were the better team, but in the end, they were probably lucky to win the game. So
absolutely.
a lot to build off of, but also a lot to to clean up.
Yeah, luck is definitely plays a role. Romo missing that final extra point, something you don't do as a kicker in the NFL, but really is what set the game for the Patriots. We could have either ended up in overtime, or God knows what could have happened afterwards for Atlanta. You mentioned the turnovers, and of course, Drake Maye. In the third quarter, it feels as though that's where not only the defense started to figure him out, but like you said, the game started to get a little bit sloppy. Would you attribute Atlanta figuring him out at that point, or no?
So there's a couple of things at work here that the Patriots are going to need to figure out. Either they're going to need to figure out how to pass protect better, which I thought they, for the most part, did. It's not going to look it.
Yeah.
But I thought for the most part they were better in pass protection today. But given what you have for pass protection, you need to get the quarterback. You need to get it through to the quarterback that he can't hold the ball as long as he does on a routine basis. And this is not an attack on Drake Maye. Yeah. I mean, the reason why the Patriots are 7-2 is Drake Maye. I mean, it's pretty simple. But again, we're attacking this from a different lens now. We're attacking this as you are one of the better teams in the AFC. You are a playoff team. You are a playoff contender. What are you going to do in these big games? You're playing bad teams.
Right.
And you're letting bad teams in the game today. You let a bad team in the game for a little while last week with some sloppiness in the pocket. So these are the kinds of things that ultimately are going to hurt you if you don't clean them up. So I would just say I don't think that Atlanta necessarily figured anything out. I would say Drake Maye needs to be better. And this is a one-time thing. He hasn't had these kinds of mistakes.
Yeah.
He needs to be better with the ball in crunch time, and not put the ball in harm's way. And today he did too many times.
I know we're going to get into the good, the bad, and the injured in just a second, but despite the mishaps from this offense, what were some silver linings that you saw?
Oh, I mean, Demario Douglas was terrific. So I thought they were able to get another guy involved today. Hunter Henry in Austin Hooper. Yeah, the tight ends were big, but Henry. The thing there's two things I'm going to bookend with Josh McDaniels that I loved. One is the first touchdown of the game to Demario Douglas. I just loved that play design and the wheel route. that you end up, with Douglas on, a rookie sort of edge rusher in Jalen Walker. And then the final third down of the game, it's 3rd and 5. Falcons are out of timeouts. People are expecting the run. I hate running the ball in that situation. I love throwing it. I love the call. Maybe got a little break there with I'd like to see the replay again. I thought Matt Collins may have created some space for Hunter Henry, but I love the idea of throwing the ball in that situation and ending the game on offense. So those two things are things that I think that you can build on. Yeah, sure.
Let's get right into it. Let's talk about the good, the bad, and the injured.
Now it's time for the good.
Pretty good. It's pretty good.
The bad.
Hey, what happened?
And the injured.
You all right, Gay?
That never gets old to me. I mean, it hasn't gotten old yet. I think maybe because they're winning at this point.
Yeah. So I'm going to start off. This is a little. I'm going to start off with Demario Douglas. I have a few different things, offensively, but Demario Douglas, I thought this was his best game as a pro. Thought he was really active. I thought he was open a couple of other times that they couldn't. I thought he had a deep over on the first possession, or maybe the second possession that they couldn't quite connect on. But he ends up with 4 catches on 6 targets for 100 yards and a touchdown, long of 58. I thought he showed some toughness after the catch, made some plays. I thought he was really active in the game. So he was the top of my list for the good list.
That's a really good one. So this one comes with a disclaimer. I put the Patriots defense on the good list only for the first drive because of the fact that Atlanta had that 3-and-out. Obviously, it was a roller coaster of a game when it came to the way they were able to defend Atlanta, but we've talked over the last few weeks about these slow starts. So for the fact that Atlanta wasn't able to score on the first drive, that was solely, again, the asterisk of that being on the good list.
Yeah, no, I mean, I thought they did a lot of good things. I thought they were better defensively in this game than probably any other game. Now, again, you're playing a terrible offense.
That's why
you're playing the 28th ranked offense in football or something like that. You said you wanted to focus on that first one. I'm going to focus on the last one.
Yeah.
Again, Atlanta shows you why they're 3-5. They got a 2nd and 10 play, and the center snaps the ball when no one else is moving, and all of a sudden Milton Williams is in Michael Penix's face. He's got to throw the ball away to avoid the sack, gets a loss of down on a intentional grounding call. But the Patriots defense was able to come up big when it had to. 4th and 20. Falcons are kind of forced to punt in that situation. And, so the first drive that you mentioned, Kwani, and then the last drive when, even a field goal beat you, they were 15 yards away from beating you, and the Patriots came up big. Take advantage of that. Again, Mike Vrabel, first press conference. Yep. We need to put ourselves in a position where we could take advantage of bad football. Well, that's bad football. And the game was over on that intentional grounding play. The Patriots made sure that Atlanta didn't overcome it. So, I mean, I thought that the Patriots defense, again, we'll start with the run defense. Specifically, they hold Bijan Robinson to 12 carries, 56 yards. They weren't a problem again. In the ground game. Now, for whatever reason, Atlanta decided not really to run the ball today. We all thought that it was going to be about Robinson.
Bijan,
they didn't really try to run the ball all that much, and it came back and got them. I thought. I thought the front, again, was good. I thought they did a good job of stringing some of those Robinson stretch plays to the sideline. I thought they had layers. It wasn't, if it wasn't a situation where if Robinson could have shaken a tackle, he would have had some green. I thought they had a lot of bodies around the football. Chason, Landry, I thought did a good job of forcing Robinson wide. But again, 3.8 yards a carry, that's good run defense for the Patriots. I thought the defense was pretty good today. It would have been the top of my list if not for that 85-yard drive that they allowed to tie, ostensibly to tie the game. Romo ends up missing the extra point. So, Mike, we just started good, bad, and the injured.
You didn't miss too much.
So I led off with Demario Douglas, and then we started talking about the defense. Kwani wanted to give him, some props for the first drive. They've really been struggling early in the game. They have a nice 3-and-out to start the game. And then, we piggybacked on that. When the game's on the line at the end, the last drive, Mike Vrabel, what's his mantra when he took over? Let's get in position where we could take advantage of bad football. Yeah. They did it with the intentional grounding play on the mishap with the snap. But I thought the Patriots defense, by and large, came up big today. Would have been right at the top of my list, number one, no questions asked, if not for that one drive.
Yeah,
so
sure.
I'll let you.
I'll
let you jump
great
in.
stuff. Hello, everyone. I'm excited to be here. I would highlight Caleb on Chase on those plays. I mean, he had the sack on second down that backed him up. He had a run stuff then on those first two drives that I thought played a big part in forcing 2 punts out of the gate. Like you said, that TD drive there, not great there, that third drive, but, overall, that was an okay effort from the defense. It's just, get down into the clutch time. It's, you would have liked to see them maybe be a little bit more stout there at the end, but ultimately they made the play, I guess.
Right.
Kind of.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know if we give them credit for the intentional grounding, but at the same time, it's just hanging by a thread. And I think I caught a little bit of Vrabel as I was coming in here and just saying, you'd much rather be making adjustments after a win than, having to make it after a loss. So, they survived. It wasn't a great second half, but yeah, we can continue to get into it.
and to that point, I did also have Christian Gonzalez on my list. Obviously, before he went out with what I'm assuming is concussion protocol, it says head. But he was noticeable in this game.
Yeah, no, I thought and this is another funny one because Drake London has 9 for 118. I thought he was really good on Drake London. In credit to Atlanta, they got him off of Gonzalez enough. Not that he didn't beat Gonzalez at all, because the biggest play, it was the 40-yarder, was on Gonzalez. But I actually thought, Gonzo had decent coverage on that play and just got beat by a better player at the time on the play. But yeah, I had Gonzalez on my good list too.
Yeah, almost had a pick too. That would have been a nicer way maybe to seal it off.
Yeah, I mean that one was just the receiver fell down and he almost picked it off. But
there it is. And for those watching at home, but yeah, nice game from him. I'm going to throw on Hunter Henry. It's not even always about numbers with him. It's just about the key moments and, of course, the play you go to at the end with, a little bit of misdirection, a little bit of traffic going on there, trying to get him free.
So did you catch a replay of that? I wanted to see. It looks like Hollins is coming down. I think it's definitely a pick play, but I didn't really, they might have executed it properly. To avoid the penalty.
In unison.
Yeah, number 40 is hitting number 13 here. But, what are you going to do? Mike, I made a big I just loved the decision to throw the ball.
Yeah.
I think that's what good teams do. Bad teams run the ball and hope. Good teams throw the ball and execute.
Yeah.
I think I just made that one up, Freddie.
Can we write that down?
I made that one up on a fly.
Well, put that on a poster.
I do. I just love the idea of we're not going to sit here and hope the other team can't do it. We're going to do it.
Yeah.
And we're going to end the game with the ball.
Absolutely.
So I love that call. And even if they call a penalty there, takes more time off the clock, then just run it on third down.
Yeah.
Safe play.
Yeah.
I love it.
Also on my good list, Terrell Jennings, 11 carries for 35 yards. Of course, the TD. But the bigger story, getting promoted from the practice squad, coming in, moving the chains when they needed him, especially as we mentioned in the pregame, Ramondre Stevenson being out in this one. You need that run game. And he's right behind Henderson with the carry. So he did a pretty good thing.
I mean, the 2 carries he had with the touchdown right before that, getting the final bit of yardage there on that drive, just kind of coming in, not making a mistake, not doing anything to, just filling and doing your role. I think that's a big part. And, I thought there was a little bit more room inside today with the running game. I mean, that might be kind of a function of Atlanta's defense, something we talked about with the scouting report coming in. But I thought, again, it was another one of those days where the running numbers weren't great.
Yeah.
But,
too inconsistent for my liking.
But I thought that they had a little bit, just a little more space inside, which, I thought it was one of Henderson's better games, a little bit more of what we saw this summer from him, too.
You can't see him, but Fred Kirsch is in the building now. You'll be able to see him in a second. Tease, where he's
Fred,
hiding.
Do you have anything you want to jump in here? We just starting the goods.
Bring the goods.
It was a weird game.
It was.
May ends with 102 quarterback rating, and you're like, this wasn't a good game.
No, he didn't
for
play
him.
well.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, that's not a great rating nowadays. That's kind of average nowadays.
Well, anytime you're over 100, it's good.
But that's I totally agree with you.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun.
Not a good day for the quarterback.
Becoming
Be a lot
nitpicky
to unpack with him, I think, after the good, the bad, and the injured.
Of course.
I wanted to just say, I thought the opening of the third quarter to come out with that drive, really kind of needing to halt the momentum. It felt like, you're coming out of a disappointing ending, quick change ending of the first half, and then to come out just looking for the numbers here. You know, I mean, it's a 15-play, 56-yard drive. I mean, would have loved to have a touchdown there. A little bit disappointing not to get a touchdown there, but I felt at least an 8-minute drive at the start of the third quarter. And I thought at the time, like, all right, well, maybe this will get Drake a little bit more. You know, you're seeing the fumble right here that he didn't lose. It did not get him back on track. However, I did feel like it was a good, necessary drive. I mean, those are the only 3 points they scored.
It was, but again, they have
half.
like an 8-yard loss on a run on that drive or something like that.
Which one?
What halted it at the
Well,
end?
that was
that
was a couple drives later.
Yeah, no, they didn't have a good second half. Again, this is a pattern of different halves. Sometimes they do nothing. Last week they did nothing in the first half.
Yeah,
and they were great in the second half.
The way
this
that
week it was
first
the
half
opposite.
ended just changed everything. It changed everything. From that point on, I thought Drake looked a little rattled in the back, a little hesitant at times, and it just changed everything. Kudos to him at the end to make that play, to get that first down. It wasn't like he was a total disaster in the second half, but it wasn't the same. It wasn't the same.
Yeah. So I would just say there were the two most important guys in that game were both named Drake. There's Drake Maye and Drake London, and
they had no answer.
Those
for
are the
Drake
two best
Big
players
day
for
for
the Falcons because Drake Maye kept the Falcons in the game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. No, Drake London was just an absolute monster in this game. I mean, you're seeing the catches. Clearly, when we talked about it this week, you love Marcus Jones, but when teams are able to isolate a big receiver like Drake London on him, it's not always great. I mean, Drake London had, 3 touchdowns today? All 3 of their touchdowns. He was an absolute beast. And, part of me just loves seeing players like this kind of emerge. This is what NFL needs, more superstar talent. And Drake London looks like a superstar. And he's not my kind of guy. Like, as I wrote in the newsletter this week, he's not always
I was going to wait till Tuesday before I threw that one back in your face.
But, hey, maybe he's one of the handful of special guys that, former basketball guy, big size, needed to grow into wide receiver a little bit.
If Drake May had a weapon
London?
like him, I think it would look a lot different. I don't think Penix takes enough advantage of him.
Yeah.
But they were able to make enough plays. I also, I loved, again, some of the mix on some of these drives. Josh McDaniels, first drive of the game, setting up some plays like that wheel route for the touchdown into Mario Douglas. Some really good stuff. I thought that, again, they were able to get Henderson in space a little bit early on. It kind of went away. So, I don't want to make too much of it. That's why I was down. These are still on my good list, but they're down a little bit on the list. But yeah, I thought Henderson, built on last week. Not great, not a great performance, but 14 for 55, just under 4 yards a carry. We'll take that any day. I had 4 catches for 32. I just thought there was some plays there that maybe there was more yards to be had on some of them. But I really like what Josh McDaniels did coming into this game. Unfortunately, they weren't able to sustain it.
Mm-hmm.
Who else is on the good list?
No other goods, Freddie?
Well, I don't know what else you guys said.
we
talked about the tight ends.
Yeah.
Talked about Douglas.
Mm-hmm.
And
I thought Hollins had a good game all around. A good all-around game. Made some good blocks toward the end. That last play, I think Josh McDaniels drew it up. He knew the guy that I want to rub or the guy that I want to be in the way is Hollins because I know he can do it. And he got in the way just enough. I think the pass was already off and going to be caught before there was any contact anyway. But I thought Hollins had a decent game.
Can you imagine if that was the other way?
Oh.
What?
I think the pass was going to get caught anyway.
You didn't see it?
I did.
And what did you think?
It's a pick. It's the way the play is designed. Josh did a great job. Look,
the pass is already caught when he's making contact.
So what?
He's not even close. He's not even close to the ball. It's not even close.
Whether or not he was going to be able to make a play is irrelevant.
Yeah.
You can't hit a guy.
He's blocking. Now he's blocking.
You can't
It's a
block.
running play now.
It's a running. Yeah.
It's a pass.
No, it's
He's
not
got
even
the ball,
close.
though. Now
I
the
like
runner
the
has
fact.
declared himself.
I do not want to see flags. Brad Allen.
Yeah.
No, great job.
I'm gonna have a
We
little
put them
special.
on the list.
Gonna have a
Put them
little
on the
special. I'm gonna have a
There we
special
go.
spot
There's
today
no-
for Brad
there's
Allen.
no way.
You can have an NFL game without a flag on every play. Imagine
Thank you,
that.
Brad.
There's no way.
Imagine
There's
that.
no way 40 could have had a.
But that's not what the referee's job is,
Yeah.
Fred.
Okay. Well,
The referee's job isn't to determine whether or not 40 was going to be able to make a play on the ball.
Yeah, I know. It wouldn't have affected the play.
It's not his job to determine that again.
Okay.
And you'd be going out of your ever-loving mind if that play went the other way.
I don't think so.
I do not want a call on that play. I like the way they called the game today. They let the players play the game. I like that. I'll take that every week. What do we have for penalties today?
Just a couple.
7 penalties
Yeah.
total.
Patriots had two, I think.
Yeah.
Two penalties for the
Savai
Patriots.
on the hold, and then
And yeah, 2 of those were on
Hands to
kick
the
returns.
The hands to the
which
face
happens
on
all
us
the
was a
time.
bad
Yeah.
call.
On who?
On
Chason?
Chason.
It's not what you said in the press box. I know you get mad. I know you get mad when
I said the hand was high,
record.
but when I looked at it on a replay,
it's right on his chin.
No, it was underneath.
His chin.
Yeah.
Right here.
Well,
Oh,
these
the throat
players.
grab. That's like the.
That's like how
That's
can
the
you say
Roadhouse
that?
throat
Look,
grab
look.
right there.
His hand is on his chin.
Ah,
It's
it's fine. These players are told to move your head back to make it look worse than it is.
But anyway,
They are. That's how they-
we're getting the full. You know,
grabbed him by the
Fred,
throat.
Mike. You know when you're back.
Yeah.
You're getting the full Fred.
That's how they're coached.
You're getting the full Fred. We're back, baby.
They're coached to make it look worse
He's
than it
doing
is.
like the Roadhouse
So
throat
I will
rip,
take,
and Fred's like, it's not that
and I'm
bad.
not being sarcastic because the Patriots only got called for 2 penalties today. I will take this crew in the way they,
Oh, yeah.
the way they called that game
Sure.
any day of the week.
Sure.
Any day of the week. That's
And twice
let
on
them
Sunday.
play. This is an unbelievable comeback by the Bengals, by the way, Mike. You're about to score 15 points in the
Good
final
Lord.
minute and a
Joe
half
Flacco, man, what
with
a story.
with an onside kick recovery.
The Bengals, like, they can score, but they can't play defense. It's just,
Well, they're going to have to sweat out the last 54 seconds, to your point, Fred. Yeah, so I want to just throw out Jack Westover in the first half.
Interesting.
Because I thought they used a lot of fullback, and I thought they got off to a good start offensively, in large part using those formations. I'm not here to tell you. I'm not Evan. I'm not here to tell you. Oh, he scraped the nickel or he blew up a linebacker on ISO. Like I'm not telling you how well Jack Westover blocked, but those formations and those schemes got the Patriots offense started. I thought early
What about
in a
Tonga?
positive way. Yeah, Tonga played a play offensively today, too. I think he kind of missed his block on that, but everybody else was going crazy about it. So,
It was just fun seeing a big man in motion. You don't see that much beef usually.
but
coming
yeah,
across
I
the
like I
formation.
said, I mean, if you want to give it to Josh McDaniels, you want to give it to the running backs, you want to give it to the blockers, the offensive line, I thought got off to a good start and deteriorated badly after that. But
did you put
all of that I
did
thought
you
was
put
good.
the run D on the good list?
Hell yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I just
Run
was
defense
impressed
was
with,
excellent again.
They
Once
were,
again, yep.
Spillane too. I just love his tackling where it seems like they're gonna get out of him, but he just does not let guys get out. And you know the way this team continues to rally to the ball in that run defense, where it's somebody makes the stop, but even if they're starting to get away, you know that there's like 3 or 4 more guys coming in hard. So yeah, that was really impressive. Another just great feather in their cap today to shut down Bijan Robinson.
All right. That being said, we have a special guest with us today, Terrell Jennings. Hello.
How
There
y'all
it is.
doing?
How are
Terrell.
you?
I'm good. I'm good. I can't complain.
So we do this thing called good, bad, and injured. You were on my good list, but of course, the story is coming off the practice squad this week on Wednesday, now scoring your first NFL touchdown. What's going through your mind right now?
I got a lot of emotions going through my mind. I just want to thank the man above and my teammates, really, because without them, none of this would have been possible. So that's the biggest thing right now.
Yeah, congrats.
Where's that ball gonna go, Terrell?
I'm going to send it to my mom.
That's sweet.
So Terrell, with Dre out, and you kind of knew that during the week that he might be iffy to play. You must have, started to get that mindset like, I'm gonna have to, be the guy this week, along with Henderson. How did you get yourself prepared mentally for this game?
I mean, it was nothing new because I prepare the same way every week, even if Ramondre is here. So my work doesn't change. I was ready for my number to be called any week.
Terrell, what can you say about just your journey to get to this point? As a practice squad guy, working your way up, staying patient, waiting for this opportunity to arrive, and now it feels like you're taking advantage of it. Just what can you say about the journey to get to this point?
I could say it's been the best journey I ever took in my life. And I wouldn't take any steps back, take anything back from it, because that's what motivated me to this point now. Adversity, I lived through it, so that's the biggest thing.
Terrell, it seems like with Ramondre out, Josh and you guys went with some more two backs in the backfield. Westover was in there a lot, especially early on. You guys looked like you wanted to establish the run with a fullback on the field. Does that style, do you feel like you benefit from that style, you and Travion, with a lead blocker in front of you? Is that something you guys like?
Yeah, we love getting out there. We just get the ball and run behind the people that block for us. It doesn't matter who's in front of us, but we love Jack in front of us.
Terrell, just what can you say about the energy in the locker room now? You guys have won, 6 in a row here. You're getting ready to go back on the road against Tampa Bay. Just how was the vibe after the win?
Hey, the vibe was crazy. Everybody was turned up in there. Coaches turned up. Everybody turned. That's what you want to see after a win.
Terrell, before you go, you mentioned already being prepared for this game, knowing that you were going to have to fill in at some point. But what does it say about this team's depth that you guys were able to pull off this 1-point win?
It just shows you like how hard we work and effort, and shows our identity last 60 minutes for real. That's the biggest thing.
Thank you so much for your time. Go enjoy the win.
Yeah, thank you guys.
Congratulations, Terrell.
Thank you.
Just like to say, Paul and I were on Terrell last summer.
We were. We probably should have told him.
You should have.
We knew. We knew once he got his chance, he would shine.
Adding to the good list doesn't count.
We probably should have told him. We were in on you. We thought you had some rocks in your pockets.
He knows.
Yeah, he does.
Maybe not, but
yeah. Well, I don't know. Fred knows. Dre.
Fred has a feel.
Dre.
That was really cool of you to say Dre.
Dre.
Cool points. They were shocked. He was so shocked when you said it. He's like, Dre.
You don't know who Dre is?
Dre.
You know we do.
I know who you're talking about. But
you think he
they're
knows
besties,
who Dre is?
obviously.
They forgot
he may
about
have figured
Dre.
it out. They usually call him Mondre.
Forget about Dre after 1 week.
Forgot about Dre.
Why wouldn't you just call him Dre?
I mean, it is. Yeah. That's a good nickname. Love a football nickname. All right, we still have anything on the good list? I did have Cardi B on the list. I know it's not football related, but she was at the game. I don't know if you guys saw Stephon Diggs going off after his touchdown, and it was one of her song verses that she has. They played it, and eventually saw her with Robert Kraft in the suite. But the energy that came from her being there, but also I'll also add the fans, because the last few games at home, they've been building up the energy. This game felt the most energized
They
so
felt
far
a little
this season.
tense in the second half.
It did. You're right.
Like,
but the first half, they came out strong, which I was impressed about. But you're right. I need them to stay consistent.
No, it is. It's just
Caleb Williams throws a dot for a touchdown.
We're gonna play the song again.
The
Don't do
Bears are
it.
gonna win.
Wow.
Colston Loveland.
That's crazy. But it's just a bigger point. Like, we all were sitting up there watching this game, and it was more towards the middle of the game when the Patriots offense was flying. But it was just like, I think we've gotten so used to these. It's 3rd and 5. We ain't getting it, and now it's like Paul said, like, they get sacked. You're not, all hope is lost the second they get in plus yardage,
right?
Because of the way that Drake can throw the ball down the field. And as much as it was an inconsistent game for him, and it felt like he kind of fell off the tracks a little bit with the turnover, he also had some throws in the first half that continued to just be like, oh my God. And, even that one to Diggs, which was kind of a field position one. I mean, it ultimately didn't end up mattering, but, that was a big play. And, so they're still there. He didn't he didn't completely lose it. So it's just, they got to get back on track with him.
Absolutely. Are we moving to the bad?
I'm ready to move to the bad.
We're moving to the bad, everyone. Who's first?
Well, I'll start with just the end of the second half. I mean, and that includes Drake's turnover and just that whole, sequence there where it felt like, you really could have just gone to the locker room with a 21-7 lead, and they were being aggressive. They were trying to force it a little bit. And
and that was the right thing. You just can't turn the ball over.
I don't think they were forcing anything.
No, they were going down to get a field goal at least. Like, they were moving.
Yeah.
Like, you can't turn the ball over there. Like, he needs to pull the plug on a play at some point. If it's not there, he needs to throw it away, or just take the sack. Like, he tried to stiff arm the guy. Is what he's trying to do there. Like, this is the stuff that Mike and Paul talk about in the summer and get made fun of, because these are things that worry us, and we're the Warriors. Like, because we always are concerned about stuff. That game was over.
Campbell, though, huh?
That game was over. I mean, over.
Right.
Like, the Falcons had no life, and Drake Maye gave them life. Drake Maye was the Falcons' most valuable player after Drake London.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I'm not saying that he played a bad game because I don't think he played a bad game. As Mike said, he made some really good throws. And when the game's on the line and it's 3rd and 5 and you need to close the game out, the coaches know he's my guy. I'm going to let him throw the ball to get this first down so we win the game. So I don't think he played a bad game. He's not on my bad list.
It just shows how valuable he is.
But he's on no list.
Yeah, I know.
He's on no list today. He was very valuable for the Falcons today.
Yeah. Up until the fumble, I could have had him on the good list, and after the fumble, I could have had him on the bad list, and I feel like they kind of
I thought even some of the throws in the second half that were complete weren't great throws.
Yeah, well,
he threw one to Jalen Walker on a screen late in the game that almost went the other way.
I still don't know what happened with that interception intended for Henry.
Henry's cutting across, and he's running a seam. I think that Henry's right because Jesse Bates is right back there. If he runs the seam,
he's gonna run right
Bates is going to undercut it.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, the short answer to that, Fred, is
because he was open.
We'll have to wait till Tuesday to the AT&Ts, the all 22s.
Yeah.
Let us know.
Because Drake saw him open. I saw him open. I'm like, oh my, here comes Henry. He's wide open, coming across the middle. But the pass was like you said.
He was throwing a seam route,
pass,
and Hunter was running.
It wasn't a pass that was leading him.
Hunter was running across.
Right.
He can cut anyway.
No, I would say I agree. I don't have him on either list, but this was when we saw bad Drake this summer. This is kind of what it was. And last week we gave him so much praise for having some turnovers.
That's a great
some
term, by the way. Bad Drake this summer.
And he stayed, and he bounced back last week. He played, good. It didn't let him affect him. Today it felt like it affected him a little bit. You had not only the fumble that he lost, then he fumbled it again. They got it back. He was lucky. He had the interception as well. But a lot of this stuff, Paul, and we talked about it, the pump.
And just so you know, and this is why, don't let it just be about results. There was a play in the second half. Mike and I and Evan were all on the same page. He did exactly what Mike just said. It was a pump, a pump, a pump. He ended up running for the first down. He ended up converting a third down with his legs, but looked horrible doing it. It was like all the things that we feared in the summer were on display throughout the second half today. Again, some good throws too, but just not.
So how much credit does Atlanta get?
I think they get some because I think what you're going to probably talk about is the blitzing and the pressure, and that you were able to get Maye out of a rhythm. And I think other teams, that'll be, I mean, I don't know how realistic it is, but I think that'll be the talk.
Can I ask you, how much did you think the pressure was there today? I know they had 6 sacks. I'm not, I think the protection today was a lot better than last week. I mean, both games they allowed 6 sacks. I mean, so I guess.
In the second half, I thought
he had some clean pockets and
not as much time as the first half.
No, the offense was not as good in the second half as the first half.
Yeah. Do you think he just spent too much time in the pocket?
I think he holds the ball too long.
Yeah,
he got too comfortable, and then bad things started to happen. Then I think he got too shaky.
There's a triple cock, and then
this is the run. Chris is so good; he knows exactly what I'm looking for. He gets a 3-yard run and moves the chains with a good run, but it just looked horrible in getting there. He looked so indecisive.
We saw way too much of that this summer.
Well,
and that's
if you look at it from behind, there was a lot of tall people in front of him. So that's why I think he couldn't get it over them, and he had to make room for himself. And the only way he could go was his left, and that's a tough throw. So he ended up throwing because, look at this. There's a lot going on in front of him.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah,
I agree with Paul. I think the sack number is a little hard.
I think that's good pass protection.
I mean, some of it's him. I mean, maybe they're kind of coverage sacks, and then he tucks it and kind of starts to run a little bit. And I don't know if that's the coverage was great. Drake wasn't reading through things, and then leaving early. I'm not sure exactly.
What he should have done on that play is go back and give himself some room. They weren't penetrating. It's just that he was close to where the pocket was.
And that was just one particular play. I'm not saying that I thought that the pass protection was great all day because I don't think it was. But I didn't think it was that bad. 6 sacks makes it look like, oh, geez, you were just under attack again. I didn't think it was that bad.
Yeah, for what it's worth, the Next Gen stats have the Falcons blitzing 55% of the time and a pressure rate of 42.5%, which is very.
That's good. A high rate.
Yeah, it's a high rate.
That's a high rate like last week, but to me it didn't look as bad. I just wonder if they have any different numbers for how quickly that pressure gets there. I thought he held the ball today. And I thought there were a couple of coverage sacks. But,
well, let's check time to throw, Paul.
Yeah, I think, but I think those numbers are misleading, to be honest with
He
you.
almost lost the ball on that play.
Yeah,
too.
I just thought he was loose with the ball, Fred, to your point. He's just moving around and just dropped the ball at one point in the second half. Again, I'm not putting him on the bad list. I don't think he was bad per se. I don't think this was a great game for him, though. I think this was a very average game for him.
I mean, usually he's like 120 passer rating.
I'm just saying, like forget the. Can you just for a second just humor me and forget the pass? Do you think Michael Penix played well today? I thought he was awful.
Well, at times.
And he had 103 passer rating.
Yeah.
But I would just say we're using a different bar for Drake Maye.
Oh, yeah.
I can't put him on. Normally, the amount of mistakes he made, I'd put him on the bad list. But Mike pointed this out. He made so many, really good throws.
If he played like this last year, we'd be like, okay.
Well, everybody would just ignore everything that was bad last year. Because he did play like that. He did that last year. That was kind of like what he did last year. And everybody ignored the bad and just looked at the plays. But the throw to Diggs on a 3rd and long, perfect. The wheel route for a touchdown to Douglas, perfect. The throw to Henry on a 3rd down, perfect. Like, he made enough really good throws that he doesn't get on the bad list. Because they don't score 24 points without Drake Maye making some of those throws today.
That throw to Diggs they just showed.
Unbelievable throw here. This is a great throw.
Yeah,
puts it right on his hands.
That was one of those ones where up in the press box, I'm like, where's he throwing it to?
Yeah, right.
And then
And
you
it's
just
like,
see Diggs streak into the picture and grab the ball.
Well, I
I'm
thought
like,
20 was going to pick it off, and I think he did too. I think
I was
there's
worried.
D. Alford, our old friend from 28 to 3 days. I think he thought he was going to pick it off too, and he just layered it right over him.
Yeah.
Perfect throw.
Beautiful.
So, 19 for 29, 259, 2 touchdowns and 1 pick, but also a fumble, 2 fumbles. So it wasn't a great Drake Maye game.
No, and I mean, I think I said
And those
in the
fumbles,
pregame
by the way,
show-
don't show up in the passer rating.
Yeah, you knew he wasn't going to continue to complete 90% of his passes. Like, you knew he would regress a little bit. So, the hope is now you've had this game. Now you refocus. You got to go play a Tampa team that's easy to pump up, and this is going to be a hard game on the road against the defense that's very good.
So what do you think the problem was with London? Why couldn't they do anything to at least
stop him?
This is one of the things on my bad list, Fred, and I don't know. I don't have the answer. That's a great question you're asking, and I don't have the answer. But how did we allow Drake London to get on Marcus Jones in the red zone twice?
Yeah.
And this is not. I'm not putting Marcus Jones on the bad list because I'm sorry, you can't. There's nothing Marcus Jones could do about either one of those touchdowns.
But there's nothing he can do.
So they were able to dictate where London went for coverage. Like, do we not just say, Gonzo, you have him everywhere he goes?
Right.
Like, what happened to cat coverage?
Right.
You got that cat, I got this cat.
Yeah.
So that's what's on my bad list, is that they were able to allow Drake London to get 9 catches for 118 yards and 3 touchdowns. I'm not putting individual guys covering him on because I don't think the coverage was that bad.
Yeah.
I think he's that good of a player, and they were allowed to get matchups that they liked.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. I mean, it's just some of these, it's like, and I mean, credit Atlanta's coaching staff for figuring out a way to make those matchups happen. It certainly got harder last couple drives there last drive when Gonzo went out. But give credit to Drake London too, because that kid looks like he's a real problem, especially in the red zone.
Sometimes their guy's just better than you.
And that was the case today.
Yeah.
You just hope, and I think to Paul's point, that you can stem the bleeding and you could make an adjustment and take that guy.
But
out of the
I
game.
was wondering, as Evan would say, why Gonzo wasn't traveling with him. Why does it matter? Just send Gonzo with him every play. Figure out Bijan Robinson some other way.
Yeah.
Without Gonzo.
Well, and this one he's got Davis on him, and the result is the same.
This is kind of an interesting split here. It has the Patriots playing, again, the majority of zone, 72.5% of zone today. But all 3 touchdowns they have coming against man, even though they only were playing man 27.5% of the time. And they were 4 for 11 against those man coverage snaps, but they did throw all 3 touchdowns against. So, I mean, it seems like once they got in the red zone and they started to match up, they could get the matchups they wanted. Maybe not so effective in the middle of the field, because otherwise they were 1 for 8 against man coverage.
Yeah, and I would agree with Fred. Like, I would question that. Now, it might have had more to do with Penix. They didn't think Penix could do enough, and ultimately they were right, because I don't think Penix was very good in this game. I think London was a lot better than Penix. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
I mean, either way, the trends for the Patriots defense are playing a lot more zone over the last 3 weeks, whether that's related to who they're playing or what. But for, like you said, Paul, we heard cat coverage like as soon as they signed Carlton Davis, and it hasn't really materialized for whatever reason.
And now Gonzo's hurt. We'll get to that.
Be concussed.
So I would just, adding some things on the bad list. The special teams again. You get, I think the first three kick returns were over the 30.
Yeah, 32, 31, 47.
And then there was a punt return for, 15 yards. And then you top it off with a penalty on a kick return later in the game, which backs you up, I believe, after the touchdown, right? After the touchdown that they missed the extra point on, 24, or maybe after the field goal. So another, I thought, sloppy day for the special teams. They're not getting much out of the return game. I think they had one that got to the 30. They had a couple of touchbacks today, but that's not anything you're doing. But I think Chisholm may have got to the 30 once on his returns. I'm not sure he even did that. But it's not. It just hasn't been overly effective.
Yeah, there's been some hidden yardage, I think, lost. It's stuff you don't usually pick up, but probably a function too of Antonio Gibson and now no Ramondre, and so you just kind of had that
Need
dip.
someone to fill that hole.
You got Efton Chisholm returning kicks as much as he's superstar.
But it's not. I mean, in fairness to Chisholm, it's not like. Aside from the Gibson touchdown, it's not like that's been a strength of the team. They have not been very good returning their kicks. What else we have? Dads.
I don't know. I just didn't love the situational defense at the end. I mean, I think they kind of got a little lucky with, the
intentional
grounding penalty, and that, kind of saved the day a little bit. But
certainly did.
Those last two drives.
But Barmore came up clean. Whatever the scheme was on defense allowed Barmore to come right up the middle.
You know what happened on the play, right?
What?
They snapped the ball and no one moved.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
I didn't see that.
Yeah, the guard's still in his stance. You see all the offensive linemen kind of standing still.
Yeah.
Williams just comes in untouched.
Straight at him.
And Penix has no choice, but that's the biggest play of the game.
We made them do that.
But I went back, Freddie, to Mike Vrabel. We need to be in a position, blah, 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 to take advantage of bad football. And they did.
Yeah.
They did. That ended the game.
Yeah.
Like last year, they might have gotten this play, and on 3rd and 20, they would have completed a 25-yarder.
Yeah.
This year, they didn't.
Yeah, I just look at, last two drives where it's 9 plays field goal, 12 plays touchdown, where they have all the momentum. And, it's just a point where you would love the defense to step up and, just make a play yourself, come up with an interception.
Right.
I keep going back to they're going to play and beat the better teams. They've got to find a way to affect the quarterback more, and they got to find a way to get more takeaways.
I would just say, simply in this game, I don't know where it qualifies for on the bad list, but I felt like you were vastly superior to Atlanta today, and you won the game by a point.
Yeah.
I don't know where that falls on the bad list, but this game should not have been this close.
Yeah, but Mike, to your point, like a lot of times I write my bad list off of when I'm most stressed out about the score. But Atlanta going for it on 4-4 at the New England 20, able to get that conversion, and then afterwards, multiple passes that were completed afterwards. So it's just like the defense, where were they at that moment? And it felt as though that was a momentum changer. Thankfully, it wasn't in the end, but it really was for the Atlanta in that specific moment.
Do you think there was like so much attention paid to Robinson, although he seemed to be all over the place, that London was a second thought? I don't know.
I don't know. I mean, I would think that the passing game plan would
well, you would think they'd have enough to deal with two people,
right?
Yeah.
Because Pitts was really not much of a factor.
No, 4 for 38. He didn't really hurt them.
I just think
it was a weird game. Again, the value of Drake Maye was shown here. It's all him on offense. It's all him.
Does that worry you?
A little bit.
Yeah. I would agree.
I mean, when he's hanging and where he's just a little bit
he's the
washy.
He's the show.
I mean, there was another play. Was the second quarter where Pop actually, it was a kind of a desperation throw, but Pop was open, and Maye kind of airmailed him a little bit, but he was open.
How about Pop Douglas though?
He's playing well.
Carve out a,
Yep.
You thought he's just a little quick open underneath slot kind of guy. And
did you put Kyle Williams on the bad list?
No.
Nah.
Not yet, but
I mean, the one throw to hit, it never looks right
Yeah.
when he throws to Kyle Williams.
yeah. So
It
it always
just-
seems like a miscommunication. Or
Yeah.
you went that way. I thought this was.
Yeah.
You're supposed to sit.
And
I
he
went
was
that
open
way.
on the play.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a great play with Pop. It's just
Wow.
cracking me up. that he
This
just
one
can't
had me
stay
shut
down.
Right,
down.
right.
He got back up.
You're drunk,
he
Pop.
knocked
Like,
back up.
Just get down, Pop.
Then that guy like knocked him back on balance.
Yeah, right.
You know?
I don't know why. It's
I
just
like watching
looks
Pop
so
run,
funny
though.
the last. I know the last like couple.
I don't know if
Good
he just gets excited when he's in
Right.
the open field, but he just looks like
got that.
like. What'd you say? You drunk?
You're drunk.
Between him and Diggs today, though, there are a lot of plays where they were
See,
able to
even
read
there,
the field
like,
in real time.
oh, that's the same one.
yeah.
Yeah, he's just funny,
Boom.
man.
Now he's back up.
Talking
But
about
I
Pop now.
thought, I thought he got open consistently. There were two other deep overs that he was open on, and I think the first one Drake threw a little too late, and by the time he threw it, Alford had caught up, and the second one just was not a great throw.
Yeah.
But he was good today, 4 for 100.
Yeah, just getting
Field.
downfield, totally
Great.
rewriting what you
Yeah.
thought of him.
And even though I didn't like beat up on the offensive line, I don't think it was great today. I think that, I think Awenu struggled. I thought Will Campbell struggled at times. Some of those running plays, Freddie, you called one out. I don't know. It looks like maybe Hollins is supposed to come down and slam down, and Campbell runs by. All I know is no one touched the guy who made a play for a -8. They look like they had some problems with some of the stuff, and I don't think this is a great front that they faced today. Their best player didn't play in the front, in Zach Harrison. They were missing their second best corner, and in the second half, Falcons defense did enough to keep him in the game.
Yeah.
And I thought that was mostly due to the Patriots' lack of execution than it was anything Atlanta was doing.
I would say that the next gen, back you up, Paulie, quarterback pressures. Morgan Moses 4, Bradbury 4, Onwenu 4, Will Campbell 3, Jared Wilson 6.
So that's
Yeah.
a lot of pressures.
A
Yeah.
lot of pressures.
It's a lot of pressures. I look forward to finding out why none of those were really the fault of the offensive line like we did last week.
Yeah, I mean, and in fairness, just 2 of those were qualified as quick pressures, which is usually somebody really whiffing. But no, I don't know how to parse it all out with the coverage being good, with Drake, not having anyone open, or there are guys open, he's not seeing them, and he decides to run. It seems like there's a little bit of nuance within there. But again, it just be great to see a little bit more.
That
from
was
the
the
running
one I
game.
think Matt Collins is supposed to come down and make the block, and he just really doesn't get any of 17. I don't know how to pronounce his name. The edge guy. No, not him.
No, that one, did you? We were in the press
It's
box.
Sounds like there's an extra
Egbakiti.
O in there. Yeah, they got a lot of hard to pronounce names in here.
Ebakiti. Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ebakati.
Yeah,
Ebakiti.
didn't push that at all.
Aruaria.
But I was going to say, with Drake being the whole thing, it's where you just kind of hope that if you had Ramondre and you had a really, potent run game that you felt great about, that when he does have these kind of, he has a mistake, it happens to everybody, that you have something to lean on. And, there just wasn't anything to lean on at that point. And that, I think, is just illustrates it's a lot on May right now. And it'd be great to balance.
I think that's Freddie's point. And I would agree, as I often do, I would agree with Freddie with, the small C concern is this too much about Drake May?
It's a funny game because if he doesn't get strip sack and the Patriots get 3 and go into the,
you might be walking away.
Even if it's just 21-7 and you go in.
It's a whole different thing. The defense has a whole different mindset. Atlanta's feeling the pressure on offense in the second half.
Right.
It would probably be another game where
another 2-score win.
It's very comfortable.
Yeah.
I agree. I totally agree with you.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, maybe the worst part of the day is the last part of our segment. For the first time all year, I think that you potentially have some issues in the injury department.
Yeah, so we'll get into that. Keyshawn Boutte, hamstring, at first was questionable, eventually was declared out in this game. And then Christian Ellis with the hip. I think that was towards the end of the third. I was walking downstairs. And then Christian Gonzalez, we saw him go down. And his head, it definitely...
He landed on his head.
Yeah,
the player
landed right on top of him.
Right on him.
Yeah, there we go. Yep, right there.
Yeah.
Once you saw it happen, you knew.
I thought he picked this.
Yes, at first it looked like it.
Yeah,
and
I'm kind of glad
arms were in the right
he
place.
didn't, because it would have gotten called back for the penalty. But
yeah.
Where was the contact?
upfield when he made the
Upfield?
second move, he hit him. Yeah.
Out and up.
But the head injuries are always a concern to me. You know, I'd also say
Right, no more
that
replays.
Garrett Bradbury
Yeah.
went to the
so right
tent in
there,
the first half.
Yes.
I don't know if I don't even think he
The
missed a
updates.
play. I think he stayed in. He was on the injury report with a toe injury during the week, but he was removed. He had no designation at the end of the week. So obviously they didn't deem it significant enough to even call him questionable. But he did go to the tent. And also Will Campbell definitely had something with his shoulder. He was sort of moving it around a little bit. I don't think he missed any time with it, but I also don't think he played great after I noticed him sort of working out his shoulder a little. So
Yeah, real quick, Paul.
these are significant players, by the way, you know, pretty much across the board.
It sounds like Gonzo is actually going to go to the podium shortly. So
Oh,
maybe
that's a
that's
good
a good
That is-
sign.
That's a
yeah,
very
that is
good sign.
That he's not.
He also
Thanks
had
for
an
that update.
interception that he kind of dropped.
Yeah. He probably should have. He probably should have had that one.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm not. Him going to the podium does not alleviate any of my concerns.
No?
No.
If he had a concussion, he would not be going to the
Yeah,
podium.
because you can't. They wouldn't want you speaking and.
No, come on.
Okay.
Come on, Paul.
Okay.
You know,
Okay.
I don't think he'd be going to the
We'll see what he says.
if he had a concussion.
Like I'm not
Yeah.
saying like he doesn't know where he is.
No, but
Where?
but a lot of times with a
Who are you
concussion, you don't put a guy up at the podium who has been diagnosed with a concussion.
Okay.
You know,
Fair
right?
point.
Am I right?
No, I agree
As
with
the
you.
kids say,
I do-
am I right?
You are right. Well, you
To
might
be
be
honest,
right.
I can't tell you you're wrong because
Yeah.
I'm not in an NFL locker room and I can't tell you if that's ever happened. But
No, maybe-
my guess is it's happened many times.
Super excited to go of my best of abilities.
I believe he's been at the podium.
Right. Yeah.
Gronk.
Oh my
Gronky.
goodness.
But yeah, those are significant. I mean, I was hoping that with Kayshawn Boutte being out, that it would present an opportunity for Kyle Williams.
Oh,
and as
you were
said, Fred,
doing some
it's gonna happen
significant
at some
rooting.
point.
Mike
Dude,
was
gonna
all over the
happen at some
Kyle
point.
Williams.
The
Wait, did you
Chisholm
guys
era is about to begin.
Did you see the
The
booty
human
injury?
pinata.
Because I didn't see anything.
No,
I
it's
could
just
have
on like
missed
a
it.
hamstring.
Oh, okay,
I think
it was
those
just
Might have
Yeah.
been
hard
on that
to-
that throw toward the sideline that
Oh,
was
yeah, we
high.
missed him.
Okay.
I wonder if maybe he tweaked
Yeah,
something
I was
there.
thinking that would be the one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just to
Yeah, that's too
clarify.
bad because he's been a factor in every game.
But
We
we
talked.
haven't-
We
and we
praised him
haven't
this
mentioned-
morning.
We haven't mentioned this yet.
Now you're laughing at Booty.
Because that was a rocket
No.
shot at me. That's why
No,
I was
it wasn't.
laughing. It's
He
fine.
also did get a
He's so
Charmin.
paranoid.
I can
All
laugh
about
at
you.
myself when you had the Pro Bowl campaign going last week.
Well, this puts a little
Puts a damper on it.
yeah,
I know
a little bit.
We haven't mentioned yet though that the Colts lost today. So
Yeah.
now the
That's why
he
Patriots are
laughed.
tied for the top spot.
Oh,
in the,
That's true.
How you feel about the bye week?
Yeah.
Bye.
tied for the top seed right as of right
No,
now.
it's great. I think though this game, if people are like me, it's just a reminder that like you haven't arrived yet. Like you have to play a clean game,
Yeah.
and when you lose the turnover battle, it's going to get very dicey. They have to find secondary threats and ways to. Last week I had such confidence, like that was to me so impressive that they could have a little streak where Drake played bad, turned the ball over, and you're like, okay, is this
Yeah.
all going to start going
Well,
sideways now?
Last week
You
he
know?
threw one bad play. Today he had stretches of time where he played bad.
Fair enough, but still, I think that's when you're playing out of your mind. It's like that
Right.
one bad
It was
player. Like, oh my
jarring.
God, he just threw an interception. You know?
Is the Russian? Is he human?
I know. And so today was again like we said in the pregame. Like you knew he's gonna fall back to earth a little bit. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't think he's an alien, but at the same time, like this is a great reminder and a lesson for him, a young quarterback, to continue to grow
good
off
point.
of. And
Yeah.
you need these kind of games
Because you're almost getting to the point where you're like, 21-7. Yeah, they got
Right.
this.
Yeah,
you know,
I know. Well, that's
like
how I
was,
felt. I'm like,
I
game
was, I
over.
was pretty much in full nod mode.
Yeah.
You
I
know?
thought it was. And then at the end, it just felt like an inevitability the way it was going. That all right, they're going to go. John Parker Romo's going to kick a 48-yarder now to offset that missed field goal, and it'll be his story. But that's not how it went.
How about him missing the extra
Oh
point,
my
though?
goodness.
It's tough. I mean,
Look.
It would have been interesting how that changed the last possessions.
Yeah.
right.
Because up one, and I say this all the time, up one, it's easier to come up with a stop. When the team with the ball is up, because they're not as desperate to go down and score.
Right.
And the Falcons ultimately came up with the stop that they needed, got the ball back. But if it's tied, I'm not telling you that they're going 3-and-out in the same spot, because it changes the whole dynamic.
Right.
But it's good to learn lessons, as Vrabel said. Clean some things up after a win as opposed to a disappointing loss. And this would have been as disappointing a loss as you could suffer if they had handed that one away.
And to your point, Mike, I think it is fair to criticize the mishaps in games like this because the whole goal is to get better. It's not that we're undermining the win. It's more so how can they build a legacy, which will happen later on.
It's a weird league. I mean, just today, look at the scores. You're like, wow, I'm surprised at that. Okay. So...
there's a lot of those today.
Yeah,
you want me to run them down for you?
But I'm just saying, put yourself...
Carolina beat Green Bay in Lambeau.
Yeah, put yourself in the shoes of like someone else. You're not a Patriots fan, and you're just scoreboard watching, going, oh, Patriots are in a tough game with Atlanta.
Exactly.
And you don't think much of it because you just see the score. You don't see that Drake May did all this stuff. You're just like, well, that's how the NFL is sometimes, and it is.
Yeah, the Chargers' season may have ended today. I mean, they won the game at Tennessee by a touchdown, but they lost 2 more tackles. So, like, they could be done.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, they're going to be down to like 7 and 8.
Yeah. Yep.
The unfortunate part about
you guys all tell me you can't play without tackles.
Who's on the line?
Well, we'll see.
Can't. All right, let's get to some calls. We have Richard in Houston. Richard, what do you have to say? Oh my gosh, are we going to have a recurrence of last week?
Richard's gone.
Richard, you're gone. All right, Mitch in Kansas City. If my mouse was, oh, there we go. Mitch?
Hey, everyone. How we doing?
Good. How are you?
Thank you for finally getting to the Patriots MVP of the day. The best kicker on the field, Parker Romo.
Well done.
Yeah, thanks. I want to say I think it's good that the Patriots were kind of humbled a little bit. We were getting a little big for our britches, I think. And it's better to learn something in a loss or in a win than it is in a loss. Drake MVP, Gonzo's a top 3 corner, that kind of thing. Like, neither of them played like it today. But you'd rather win at the end of the day. So,
yep.
Good win. Thanks, Mitch.
Play bad and lose. I mean, play bad and win. Yep.
Sam in North Carolina. Sam?
Sam is not there.
Sam, I am.
Sam is not.
Sam, I is.
All right, we'll take a break from the calls.
So, again, I thought this was a...
look at the standings.
It was largely a step forward. Largely a step forward for the defense today. I mean, I am with Mike. That 85-yard touchdown drive prevents it from being like at the top, the key to the game. But, 288 yards. Bijan Robinson, 12 carries, 46 yards. 3.8 a carry. 1 for 10 on third down. Only allowed 17 first downs all day. This is a pretty good defensive performance overall. Save for one drive. Maybe they're starting to come together a little bit better. They got some breaks, no doubt, but they put themselves in position where they could take advantage of those breaks.
Mm-hmm. I'm sorry, Paul. You said one drive. Were you referring to the third drive of the game or the second to last?
The touchdown
drive?
to tie the game. Yeah, I mean you can't let them go. I mean I'm not expecting shutouts.
No.
But you've played 3.5 quarters. Now you got the other team on their 15-yard line, up 7 points, and you allow them to go 85 yards for a touchdown.
Yep.
That's a bad drive. That's a bad defensive drive. I know maybe a little unfortunate, like Freddie said, with the penalty on Chason. Mm-hmm. And I've certainly seen that not called. I'm not. No, I'm being serious. I know what Freddie's talking about. I've seen that not necessarily.
Put your head back.
Not necessarily get called every time, but that allowed him instead of third and 10, that allowed him a first down to get the drive started. Yeah. Bad drive. That's a bad drive to allow in that situation, and I thought they deserve props though for coming up and responding. The next time they got on the field, they made sure that Falcons couldn't get down and kick a field goal to win the game.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean,
they were 2 first downs away from winning the game.
Yeah.
Yeah. Penix does not look very mobile.
Yeah, he actually ran well when he ran, but he's not. I agree with you. He's not mobile.
He doesn't extend, plays. And his way out of being sacked was to just heave it down the field.
My boy Matty Stafford.
Throwing dimes.
Puka.
He too good.
Red Zone Paul.
He too good at
All right, we have
football.
a positive email. Growth from Joe in Weymouth. He said, first note, I appreciate how Paul refers to himself in the third person. Mike and Paul. Just kidding. Love Paul's analysis and attitude. All right, there you go. Got some props. But seriously, this is what growth looks like. Drake is not in season 4 and is learning. It's hard to watch at times, but this is the process to becoming a franchise quarterback. Benefit to win while the growth takes place. Thank you, Joe.
Yeah, like I said, I mean, this was just a total reminder of when we saw things we didn't like from Drake this summer in training camp, which, look, admittedly, it wasn't like he was setting the world on fire in training camp. Like, he looked good, he looked comfortable, but it was a little choppy up in Minnesota watching those, joint practices. And so this is what it was. When he looked a little bit, it was kind of like, now, like he looked indecisive. So it's a good opportunity for him to, be reminded of some of the things he was doing that not so great, clean those things up, and try to move on. And I think Tampa's the kind of team that's just great to like just reset. You got a really good team. We're going to go in there. It's going to be easy to sell them on. This ain't going to be good enough this week, fellas. We go down to Tampa and play like this, we're going to lose by 2 touchdowns.
There was one that he had like that training camp look where he's kind of like, kind of skittish in the pocket, pumping, and then he floated one out to the sideline over Travion Henderson's head.
Right.
And I was like, I've seen that
It kind
play.
of like bounced off like 3 shoulder pads before it hit the ground.
No, that was the screen that almost was the pick six. And it's a good thing that Will Campbell was holding Jalen Walker on that play. I think he would have picked it off. I think Campbell saved the day on that. But there was another one early. It was like in midfield. And he just kind of threw it to the sideline almost as an afterthought, where he's sort of like all his momentum is going another way, and he just kind of throws it out there and floated. There was nobody there except for Henderson, but it was over
took forever.
It was over his head. Took a long time to get there.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, it's weird because we just haven't seen it.
Yeah.
He's been so good,
so good.
dialed in, and I thought he was dialed in.
Yeah.
For the large majority of the first half. That's why he's not on my bad list.
Yeah, me too.
Because he played well enough in spurts to not be on any list today.
Yep, I agree.
Yep. So we got to overcome these injuries.
Yeah, you might be joining the rest of the league this week. We'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see on Wednesday when when Evan returns from practice.
We do have the trade deadline coming up on Tuesday.
November 4th.
We do.
Also Election Day. They're in my head together as one thing. Elect your next trade pick.
Yep.
What are you hoping to see at the trade deadline, Fred?
Trey Hendrickson coming over and becoming a New England Patriot. No, I don't. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, that's a crushing loss for Cincinnati. They might wave the white flag after that loss today.
They're 3-6.
Yeah.
But a lot of people on the blog, what pieces do you think pieces plural do you think that they'll pick up at the trade deadline? It's like it's just not how it works, man.
How much money
it's
do you
not
think
like
there's
you're
in the
going
cap?
grocery shopping,
right?
Yeah, and it's not the
Eggs,
Major League
bacon.
Baseball trade deadline
Right.
where you can significantly.
I wish it was like that, but it isn't. So I'm not.
I was just going to say, Christian
breaking
Gonzalez has taken the podium, and he says he's good. He would have gone back in if the defense had gone back out. Just landed, hit my head. Got to be careful with that, but I'm good. Said he went through concussion protocol, but was cleared.
Okay,
So
good.
that might
Good.
be
Like to
some
hear it.
positive.
Good. So there's one off the list.
Some positive news.
Deep breath.
We'll see with Christian.
Now we got to
Ellis
get Booty back.
and Booty.
Yes, we
and
need
Booty.
Booty
It would be
back.
nice. I'm not, but
I don't know if it's a hamstring. It's a hamstring.
Yeah.
Those
Be all
don't
right.
just go away overnight.
That is very profound.
Yeah. I know
Particularly-
there's different,
particularly for a receiver.
and I know there's different grades of tear. Like there's a full tear, but even if you just tweak it, like you can't just go right back out there. You're gonna make it worse. You gotta rest it. There's no other way.
Yeah, like I said, especially for a receiver who is running routes, and the routes that he runs, he's running
Deep,
downfield
stop,
a lot.
Come back.
Yeah.
Hard. That's a good sign on Gonzalez.
That's good to hear.
Okay.
We're going to take it back to the phone lines and see if people are awake. Emery in Virginia. Hello, Emery.
Good. Hello. Good evening, everyone.
Good evening. Oh my gosh, it's evening.
I appreciate you all. Again, like I mentioned the last time I called, I always get a balance in regards to you're giving us the report on the game and everything. I didn't get a chance to watch the game today, but I'll take a ugly win than a pretty loss any day. And unfortunately, what happened with Booty, but maybe we'll get a little bit of Chisholm. next week. Some quick hitters.
Here we go. I like it. I like it, Emery. Let's go.
Some time.
I think
Hey, go Pats.
All right. Thanks, Emery.
Thanks, Emery.
I think it's probably a little bit of Kyle Williams. Let's see what it will be if it's somebody.
But I'd feel better if, like, when he was wide open, like, the ball was in his vicinity. But for some reason, he just doesn't seem to be where Maye thinks he's supposed to be. There's been other players that we've seen, other wide receivers on the Patriots, where we've said the same thing. It just never looks right when whoever it was, Tom Brady or Mac Jones, throw that person's way. And the latest, addition of this is Kyle Williams. Something's off.
So Kyle Williams
Something's just off.
31 snaps tonight, which is definitely high for him. I'd say, Booty topped out at 18, so I think that does signal Williams. But maybe, Fred and I would. Booty's a good player, and I would prefer Booty to be out there. But if you're looking for a silver lining of, hey, maybe it's time we have to increase Kyle Williams' workload a little bit. We have, now the pressure's on you, Kyle, to step up a little bit.
So how many snaps did Kyle Williams have today?
31.
31 snaps.
So he, played a good chunk. Diggs played 41. Hollins played 43. Henderson was 51, just to give you a little bit of sample for how other guys were. But, maybe if you're trying to look for a positive out of it, then maybe this is a chance for Kyle Williams to be thrust to the forefront.
And how many targets did he have?
Targets.
Kyle Williams?
Yeah.
Oh, please.
One. He was, for the most part.
31 snaps, one target.
Yeah, for the most part, they were running the ball when he was in the game, to be honest.
No, and a lot of it feels
Especially
like they're trying to set up
in the first
at one point.
half.
They're going to have a play action bomb to him. They weren't trying it yet, but they were setting it up. Like, no, Kyle Williams just comes out when they're trying to run the ball.
Mike was all over this.
Don't pay attention to him at all. What? He's just our blocking guy.
They're setting something. Mike was like, they're setting something up. They're setting something up.
Well, eventually, they're setting something up with Westover, the way he lines up wide sometimes. Something's gonna happen with him eventually.
Does Andy like him as a fullback, or has he made the fullback?
I don't know.
He's never mentioned.
It'll be the most celebrated 11-yard pass that you'll ever see.
I'll take it if it's for a first down.
Yeah. Got to get a neck roll. Maybe I'll trust him a little more as a fullback.
Yep.
Right. Let's head to Utah. Bronson. I like that name, Bronson. Hi, Bronson.
Hey, how you guys doing today?
We're good. Vibes are high.
Good. So just had a couple of points here. First off, just wanted to shout out Austin Hooper. I feel like he's kind of been a guy we haven't talked about at all. Seems like he kind of showed up when nobody else has been there. I think he's only had one target that he hasn't caught so far this season. And just kind of wanted to know what your thoughts about our tight end group are, where you kind of see them going. I'm not sure what the contracts are for Hooper and Henry, and where you see us going after that. And then the other thing is Diggs. I think he's one of these players that needs to get targets, to get really heated up. So I'd like to see some more underneath throws, just quick shots to him to get him going. Just kind of wanted to know your guys' thoughts.
Yeah. How many targets did he have?
4. 3 catches, 38 yards.
Yeah.
Along with 21 TD.
Do you think they need to get him more involved?
I would like
Not
to see
just
it.
because, he just, he needs to eat, but do you think it would benefit the team to target him more?
Yeah.
I think he is slowly declining.
Really?
Yeah. Not because I think they're managing him. I think it's by design, not because he can't play.
That play on the touchdown, he looked pretty good.
Play.
You need two good knees to do what he did.
Oh, no, I didn't. Again, I didn't say that it's because his ACL. I think if you look at his Mike, can you call up like his game log?
Yeah.
Like I think that his usage the last few weeks I think has been down.
Yeah.
And I think that's by design. I don't think it's because he just suddenly lost it. I think that they intentionally sort of leaning on him and got to have it kind of spots.
So do you think
that third down catch today?
Yeah.
Maybe Drake's best throw of the day. That was a 3rd and long.
Do you think they're just saving him for the long run?
I think they're just trying to make sure that they have him. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
because that was quite a move there.
Oh, no. I have.
Yeah.
In terms of what they've gotten from Diggs, I don't think you could have asked for any more.
Yeah.
I think that he has been very reliable and very productive when called upon.
Yep.
So don't go anywhere as the Dussault looks for the stats. Of course, we're going to head to the podium as well. The Patriots Postgame Show brought to you by DraftKings. We'll be right back.
This Patriots postgame show is brought to you by Massachusetts 250 campaign, commemorating a history of possibility. Plan your revolutionary weekend at massachusetts250.org. And by Brunt Workwear. They make work boots and apparel that are built for the job site. Their gear is comfortable, durable, and named after the real workers in the trades that help design it. Save $10 on your first order at bruntworkwear.com/Pats or with coupon code PATS.
The future with AI will twist and turn. Cisco is the critical infrastructure for the AI era, clearing your path to wide open possibility. Cisco.
It ain't my dad's razor, Dad.
Hey, watch it.
It's from Gillette Labs. This green bar releases trapped hairs from my face.
Game changer.
While the Flex, this contours to it. So the 5 blades can get virtually every hair in one stroke. For the ultimate Gillette shaving experience.
The best a man can get
is Gillette Labs.
Let there be ideas too big to stay ideas, and the software to make them soar. Let there be anything. Autodesk.
We want to hear from you. So call the hotline at 855-PATS-500 or email the show at podcast@patriots.com. Now, back to the Patriots postgame show presented by DraftKings.
Back into the Patriots post-game show presented by DraftKings. Paul Perillo will be back, don't worry. But Mike Dussault, you have our Building the Next Legacy. What is it today?
That's right. It's time now for Building the Next Legacy, presented by Autodesk, the official design and make platform for the New England Patriots. Autodesk Construction Cloud is a platform trusted by contractors, owners, and our New England Patriots to design and build the next legacy. So that's what we do in this segment. We try to find something to build on out of, for this team as they try to build their next legacy. And this week, it was a little hard this week. I'm not going to lie, because we can only choose Drake Maye so much, but I'm going to go with, thanks to Paul, a little bit of encouragement. The defense closing the game out. It wasn't easy. They gave up a long drive there near the end. They gave up a touchdown. Lucky to get an extra point miss, but this defense continues to step up in the clutch. I would have thought they would have done it a little bit sooner. I thought they had the opportunities. That's what this defense is. You might not feel great, between the first, third quarter, but when it comes down to the game, they've been able to step up. Think about that Miami win earlier in the season. So nice to see the defense step up, get a stop there. And also, let's face it, the offense, complimentary football, converting that final third down, being able to kneel on the ball for another victory. Impressive. But defense, they're going to need them this week. They get ready to face Baker Mayfield.
Exactly. They should call you Bob the Builder. That was a good one. Good building over there.
Long way since those days. My little kids.
All right. Don't go anywhere. Like we said, we're going to head to the podium in just a second. This is the Patriots Postgame Show.
This Patriots Postgame Show is brought to you by Pepsi. Game day is here, so stock up now. Grab a refreshing Pepsi Zero Sugar 12-pack now, because tailgating deserves better. And by Tostitos. Football fans know traditions matter. They are what inspires us to make our masa and Tostitos the traditional way, starting with whole corn kernels. Discover your next tradition this football season. Head to the store, grab your Tostitos team bag, and scan the code for a chance to score an epic experience with the Patriots. Tostitos, tradition matters.
The future with AI will twist and turn. Cisco is the critical infrastructure for the AI era, clearing your path to wide open possibility. Cisco.
It ain't my dad's razor, Dad.
Hey, watch it.
It's from Gillette Labs. This green bar releases trapped hairs from my face.
Game changer.
While the Flex, this contours to it. So the 5 blades can get virtually every hair in one stroke. For the ultimate Gillette shaving experience.
The best a man can get
is Gillette Labs.
Let there be ideas too big to stay ideas, and the software to make them soar. Let there be anything. Autodesk.
The future with AI will twist and turn. Cisco is the critical infrastructure for the AI era, clearing your path to wide open possibility. Cisco.
It ain't my dad's razor, Dad.
Hey, watch it.
It's from Gillette Labs. This green bar releases trapped hairs from my face.
Game changer.
While the Flex Disc contours to it, so the 5 blades can get virtually every hair in one stroke. For the ultimate Gillette shaving experience,
The best the man can get
is Gillette Labs.
Let there be ideas too big to stay ideas, and the software to make them soar. Let there be anything. Autodesk.
We want to hear from you. So call the hotline at 855-PATS-500 or email the show at podcast@patriots.com. Now, back to the Patriots Postgame Show presented by DraftKings.
Welcome back into the post-game show. We're getting those calls. We're getting those emails. We will get to it eventually. But the whole crew is here. Matt Smith, Perillo, Kwani Lunis, Mike Dussault, and Fred Kirsch, full house. But Matt came in bearing some post-game podium news. Well, not real news, just sound.
I would say it's interesting. And I don't know if you guys don't watch that. I know Paul's commandeered the Red Zone, so that's got to be the only thing on.
Yeah.
But I thought it was interesting, Mike's demeanor. Like, I don't think he was down. I don't think he was up. But just kind of, it's a funny league. I think it's the first thing that comes out of his mouth, believe it or not. But just matter of fact, like, these are important games. You don't know how it's going to go. And, let's listen to what Mike had to say when he came up to the podium after today's Patriots win.
It's a funny league. And, we're gonna learn from winning so that we don't have to learn from losing. About taking care of the ball and complementary football and how quickly things, can change. End of the half, we take a nap like we talked about the other day. We took a little nap and they scored and made it a one-possession game. And, give them a lot of credit, but give our guys credit there for finishing and coming up big when we had to in the fourth quarter. With the pressure, the intentional grounding forced them to punt. And then offensively, being able to finish with the football was huge. Great timing by Drake. Great catch by Hunter, getting a couple extra yards and staying in bounds. All the stuff that we practice in 5 minute, and they're believing in it and they're buying into it because they see that that's what good teams do to end the game. When you keep them in the game and, so give them credit, but also give our guys credit for battling back when we had to. It wasn't great there. We had our spurts, we had our moments, but, we got to clean up and then take care of the football and be better defensively in the red zone. It's been our issue, and they made some good plays down there, but we got to be better in the red zone.
Mike, I know in New Orleans your message to the team was, hey, you got to enjoy winning. What was the message now knowing you guys won despite not playing your best?
And just get ready to go on the road, Understand that that's how it goes in this league sometimes. It's tough. But embrace, don't let anybody take the joy of what we do. Joy is authentic. Joy comes from these guys caring about each other, being happy for the guy next to them that, made a play. Joy is about what we do in here, and I think that they need to embrace that and be thankful for what they get to do and what I get to do. And we talked about when sometimes you get this taken away from you, whether you're a player and you get cut or you're a coach and you get fired and you get another opportunity. You want to try to make the most of it and enjoy it.
Mike, we saw you talking to Drake on the sideline after the interception. It looked like some encouraging words. How important is it for you to pick him up in that spot?
Well, I just have to, play a lot of different personalities and try to figure out what's best for our football team, and told our offense that we were going to need one drive to win the football game. At some point in time, I think there were 7 minutes left. I said, I don't know if it's going to be a 2-minute drive or it's going to be a 5-minute drive, but we're going to need one more drive from you, and that's all that's going to matter. And as soon as the defense goes out there, I'll let you know if it's going to be a 2-minute or a 5-minute, and it ended up being a 5-minute. So they executed.
Mike, in the last drive, when you were third and a few yards to go and the clock was stopped and Atlanta had the last timeout, how much conversation was there between you and Josh in terms of running the ball, let the clock go, or put it in Drake's hands and let him make a play?
It was pretty quick. Just go win the game. You know what I mean? Go get the first and win it. So that was a quick conversation.
Drake's strip sack, that was Will Campbell run all the way to make the tackle at the end. What does it say about him as a player and the offense as a unit?
Well, I think that, those plays, if you do those enough, you're going to save points, right? There's going to be another time in the season where somebody's going to have to do that, and the defense is going to get a stop. We weren't able to get a stop on that particular effort, but that won't go unnoticed. I appreciate your perspective and your willingness to point that out because, the play's never over. Maybe the next time that ball gets knocked out, Will knocks that ball out, or Diggs is chasing the receiver one time and knocks the ball out, or chasing the linebacker down in Cleveland. So we don't want to turn the football over, but when we do, we expect the effort, and that's certainly Will was doing that, and that's going to save points the next time.
I thought that was a good question by our friend from
Sure.
About the effort by Will
Good
Campbell.
for him to point that out.
Yeah. Absolutely, I thought that
Hustle
was
play.
Yeah, those are the important plays.
And like you said, it
kind of the game behind the game sort of things.
Right.
Maybe some people aren't noticing.
And if the defense could have had to stop, that would have been an even a bigger play.
Right.
Imagine trying to tackle the guy with the ball. Imagine. Benjamin
Wow.
Watson.
Right.
Wow.
So let's see how cynical he is about
Wow.
this. When Mike was talking about joy, I thought it was interesting for him to say, when this stuff gets taken away from you, as a player you get cut, as a coach you get fired. Maybe you appreciate those things a little bit more down the road. I thought that was pretty interesting that he decided to bring that up.
Yeah, he's very philosophical that way. It's the tender side of Mike Vrabel.
Right.
Smell the roses.
Reflective. Right.
Yeah.
What is the
Stop and
meaning of
smell the
life?
roses.
Yeah.
Yep.
We want that in a coach. It's important.
Paul's not having any of
What
it.
do you think, Paul?
I think the Rams have a significant kicker problem.
Football is a game for men.
Right.
No, I think Vrabel's done a fantastic job, like in every aspect. Whether it's the X's and O's, the culture building, the perspective after games. I think everything that a coach can do, he's done well. Does that sufficiently give you the ball washing that you were looking for?
I'll be interested to see what the post-game locker room looks like when that gets put out on Patriots.com and
video.
social to see,
What would your guess be?
Well, I thought last week's was a little subdued.
100%.
It
was subdued.
So I'm wondering if it's just
scaling back
okay.
on
We got a lot to work on. Good to get the win, but we're on, like he said, we're on the road next week to Tampa.
Right.
And his mentality all season has been enjoy this one until tonight. So I wonder if he's said enjoy this one until you leave the facility. Like maybe it is a scaling back to keep them level-headed for weeks like this.
Yeah.
I also think, and he sort of mentioned it, I think, on Monday, Mike, when you and I were in the press conference. I think they have another late bye. The weeks are starting to pile up a little bit. And I thought the way Mike, I want to say it was the Monday press conference that he said, I hope it's not just sort of same old, but you kind of get the impression that there's a little of that. Like,
and you got Tampa and then a Thursday.
Veterans need to take care of their bodies, I think he mentioned. So I just wonder if maybe there's a little wear and tear going on as you're now heading into week 10.
Yeah.
Good to bring up, though, Paul. I mean, the short week coming up after this. I mean, that's going to be you're going to travel to Tampa, you're going to turn around, and then you are right on to the Jets here at home.
I mean, it's a segment's called "Good, Bad, and Injured." You had for the first time, you had a chance to talk about injured today for the first time.
Yeah.
Right. And they weren't insignificant, and you wonder where the deal is. But one of those things, I know you talked about it earlier. He's not going to be seen in the player bit, but Christian Gonzalez did go to the podium. But let's listen to the rest of the players as they went to the podium today.
First, obviously, play better. Man, I got to play better for this team. Down the road. I think, it's tough. It's tough in a game where you win, and you can feel in that locker room that these guys know we can play better. And I think it's a good feeling to have, but also at the same time, it's tough to win in this league. So you got to enjoy it. And Hunt made a big play down on the sideline, 5 minutes. Shoot, we didn't want to make the defense, make another stop for us, again, and. There's so much things to learn from this game, and I'm just proud of this team doesn't matter if it's 24-23 or 3-2. So proud we got the win.
Every week, I prepare to be the best player for my team. So if it's special teams, if it's running back, if it's having a conversation with a guy, I want to be the best at it anyway. So, like, I want to thank my coaches for putting me in a position to make those plays and be able to be on the field after a touchdown. That's amazing to me.
After that interception and you were on the sideline, it looked like Mike Vrabel came right up to you, had some encouraging words for you. How important is that for you as a young player? And if you might share a little bit about what he said.
Yeah, he's great at coming up to me after, really every drive. He comes over and says something to me. Always positive, always want me to rally the guys around me, always, challenging me to, battle adversity and get the guys going. And I think, I just appreciate the way he coaches me. He's hard on me, but he's, very positive, and I think he wants the best out of me, and everything that he says to me, I think it's gone to be important and become true.
It's easy to be lifted up with this team. Our coaches come in with energy, so you better have energy too. They don't love no vampire. They don't want nobody to drain you. And I love this team, and I can't wait to see how far we go.
I can't wait to see how far they go either.
Okay.
They're looking good.
I think it's interesting that everybody who was watching the TV broadcast saw Mike go on that. I don't know if you guys are watching the sidelines all that much when you're up in the press box or anything like that, but everybody in the TV broadcast saw Mike go over to Drake, and that was obviously a point of reference to everybody with Mike and with Drake. And as we were talking about it earlier, before that, he's part-time philosopher, and I think it was interesting how Drake takes that. Like, he wants to be coached hard.
Mm-hmm.
I hope that's the case.
Yeah, we have a video right here.
Because that's good to see, I think.
Yeah. And it looks positive. It's not like he's berating him.
No, I agree with you.
Yeah.
Right?
That's good
Like,
criticism.
he knows he's going to need him at some other point in time.
Mm-hmm.
Short-term memory.
Yeah.
Forget about it. Learn from it. But we're going to need to play from it at some point in time down the road.
Yeah. Just to sum it up, it's to be able to have a game like this, you really can learn a lot. You can kind of double down on your hard coaching a little bit, I would say, this week of, it's not going to be good enough, but to still, we know how hard it is to get wins around here over the last couple of years. And, there's been plenty of times that game is not even close, really, but because of Drake now, he's still doing so many great things that even despite his mistakes, they're still in position to win games. And that's a great place to be as an NFL team. And not many teams can be in that place where you don't play great and you still win.
So a question to the esteemed panel here. It's 3rd and 5 with, I don't know what the time on the clock was, but Atlanta's out of timeouts.
Throw it every time.
Throw it every time, Kwani?
That's my...
Yeah,
Mike didn't even hesitate. So nobody even thought about running the ball, bleed the clock, punt it, they get it back with part of it too, Matt, is that the quarterback can run too, though.
Right. So, even though you are throwing it, it's not like you're completely eliminating the option of, being able to run for it. If you had a back that you really, truly trusted, if I had Saquon Barkley or, the guy who was on the other sideline tonight.
If they ran the ball, they weren't going to get the first down.
Correct.
With, a guy
so it's either we get the first down and end the game, or we give it back to him.
Right. So I don't really care if there's like a minute left or a minute 40 left if there's an incomplete pass. And I agree with Mike. There's almost
just don't turn it
very
over.
Little, there's very little chance of an incomplete pass because you're not going to throw it unless the guy's wide open. So you just take the sack and let the clock keep running. That's fine.
Right.
But
what do you think?
You got to throw. Good teams throw the ball.
Right.
What
about you?
I thought it would be more of a decision as emphatically, and I think I was wrong because I think he was emphatic about it, and then listening to you equally as emphatic. Like there's not really a choice here to be made. This is what you got to do to put the game away.
I think that's why Atlanta punted. Because they figure we're going to have one chance. We're going to have one play.
Yeah.
If we can make a stop, we're going to get the ball back. And if they just run the ball, then...
Yeah. Well, Matt, we call you no socks, but you're also no faith. You have very little faith.
That is
no faith.
That is accurate. You should have seen. We had a little text exchange going on during the game.
Oh,
that
really?
1,000% accurate.
Can we pull those up
You're
on
a
the
little bit
screen?
doom and gloom.
No, I do believe that I think somebody was talking about a boat race,
I
and
said
I don't know if it was the America's Cup
I said
or
if
what,
Atlanta does not score in this drive, they're going to get boat raced.
Yeah.
Boat race again.
Drake May scored for Atlanta on the drive, so they didn't get boat raced.
And I mentioned that I thought the boat might have hit a sandbar.
Which was a good line.
We're gonna add boat races to our bingo card.
Ran right up on it.
Right.
Yeah.
It was. That was a good line. And just to let everybody know, a little peek behind the curtain. Every time Matt texted me today, I made sure to text him back because I knew last week he got upset at me for ghosting him.
I really appreciated that. I really did. That meant a lot.
You're working. You gotta study the game.
I know, but I usually initiate the text exchange and then. Yeah, I did. I thought Atlanta really needed, down 21-7. I thought they needed to score.
Yeah.
And I said, if they don't score here, they're going to get boat raced. And then they didn't score, but Drake Maye scored for them on the next drive.
That was what was such a weird thing for me in this game was when they were cruising in that first half, it felt like, my God, like they can't be stopped. Like this team, like this offense right now, it's just a matter of time before they score. And it's been so long since I've felt that way. I mean, obviously with Tom Brady, you knew you give him enough time, he's going to start scoring points. And just as I started to flirt with those feelings again for this team, I was reminded, like, no, there's still a ways to go for this team to achieve that level of consistent 60-minute, even if it's not clicking at some point, it's going to click, and it's probably going to click at the end like it was for that offense.
So I think the real teaching moment there that Mike can say to these guys is literally that game turned on that one play.
Oh, yeah.
Because if they hold on to the ball, they're probably going to get 3 at a minimum on there.
Yeah.
If
Then
they
they're
score
gonna
a
walk out and
touchdown,
score another 3.
the boat race is on,
But even if they don't get the 3, to your point, the game's probably still over. Like if
they're
they
starting the second half
21-7 with the ball to start the second half, Atlanta goes in. I think, Fred, you made the point, like mentally, Atlanta went in a totally different mindset.
Now they're pressing.
Yeah, they're pressing in the second half, probably chasing 3 scores, because let's face it, the Patriots really didn't get stopped most of the day.
Right.
Yeah. No,
and what I think, Mike, the way he said
Maye
it,
has a different mindset.
we took a nap.
Yeah.
I thought that was interesting.
Yeah.
So that's going to be a point of
Take a little
emphasis.
nap
Like
and
no more naps.
Yeah.
Because here's what happens when you take a nap.
Well, especially against the good teams too, and that's I think to me that's
good team
the
will
biggest
have buried you
point
today.
of like you cannot hand Buffalo or Tampa Bay or Baltimore, the teams that they're definitely going to face. Especially in the situational football, we've seen it too much over
Trying
the
to
years.
stiff arm that
Yeah,
guy. Like,
it's just-
what was he thinking?
He stiff armed earlier in the game and it was successful for me, so maybe he thought this
Great
was his
play
game.
by Will Campbell.
I
But
agree.
not in the show.
It's unbelievable. Can you imagine? Can you
Look, he's
imagine?
blocking, and now he's chasing.
Can you
Right.
imagine
I'm Team
the
Campbell.
mentality of a player
Steve
to try
Tasker
to make
has
a
a friend.
tackle when the guy with the ball is running to the end zone? This is just what a great.
Look at this. He's holding the ball out.
No, I'm being snarky, Paul.
I'm Team Campbell.
I'm being snarky, Paul, but that is a really good play by Will Campbell.
It is. The thing was,
To
too,
make
is
the tackle
he could
there.
reach. Like his arms weren't even too short to get.
Oh, good point,
By the
Mike.
way, Mike.
Good, Mike.
That's how we do it.
Good, Mike. Now,
Love
if you
you,
could
Will.
just block.
No,
Complete
the
game.
other point that I was trying to get to was just that you realize in recent years how much happens around halftime and how important situational football is and how much games kind of get swung just within the margins of those final drives of a half or the first drive of another half, right?
It's
in
the
that
8
little area,
minutes
you know?
before, 4
Yeah.
minutes and 4 minutes after.
And it's been the last couple
Nice,
of years.
Fred.
It's been the
Good
bad
8-minute
way.
talk.
I mean, Paul could probably run it right down of all the bad decisions that have been made over the last couple of years in those situations. But this was just a reminder of, like you said, it completely changed the dynamic of the year. Like, oh my God, they're gonna come out, they're gonna score, and this game's gonna be over. And now all of a sudden, Atlanta goes in and like we're in it. They got the momentum, and that's why I like that first drive of the third quarter, even though it ultimately give them the winning points, but it still just, I felt, stemmed the bleeding a little bit and gave the offense back a little bit of life.
Was Drake London the best player in the field today?
I would say so.
He's pretty good, huh?
He's something.
So I would
It's
just
a better Drake.
wonder what Atlanta did to so consistently get him on Marcus Jones in the red zone.
It's a really good question.
It's not so much the rest of the game is the 2 plays in the red zone, because Mike had the numbers. They played a lot of zone again. That was probably Penix related. They didn't believe that Penix could beat him, and they were right because he wasn't good. But Drake London was really good. Really
I don't
good.
know. Playing zone in the red zone, though.
No, I didn't play zone in the red zone.
Okay.
They got him on
all the
Marcus Jones in
touchdowns
the
were
red
on-
zone.
All the touchdowns were in man.
Yeah.
Okay.
But this one, I mean, you know what? I mean, I was just looking at I think this was the last one. It's just bunch sets and trying to. Oh, that one, it wasn't even Marcus on that one. That was Davis, but they blitz Marcus. But I don't know. We'll dive into it, Paul, for you tomorrow with the film breakdown.
Stick with us all
After
week.
further review.
That was your proverbial 50-50 ball on the play that Gonzalez got hurt. He had a shot at that ball, didn't he?
I thought he had it.
Did it look like London took it away from him?
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah, London caught. Yeah, I don't think Gonzalez ever got his hands on it, but he was in position to make
Correct.
a play, and London just made a better.
He got mossed.
London just made a better
He
play.
got mossed.
Yeah,
Good point.
He did.
Let's
Yeah.
see.
Yeah, he just jumps up and catches it. But there's a penalty anyway that would have wiped out the pick had he been able to make the pick. But I have no problem with that coverage. He's got good. He as Ev would say, he's in phase.
He was in phase.
In
yeah.
his pocket.
You know, just London makes a better play than Gonzalez did on that. And I'm not excusing it. It's a 40-yard play. You can't just excuse it away. But I'm not sure what else he can do.
London
Mike doesn't
was
like
on his
Drake
game
London.
today.
No, I like Drake London. I mean,
No, that's not what you said.
I wouldn't go
That's
after.
not- No, you're a big boy. You know what you said.
You know what I don't like? Third round Drake London. Like first round Drake, sure, like that, but like the guy who you're like,
Oh,
he's not that fast, but he's big and athletic like Drake London, and then trying to sell
because I will
yourself
say
on that.
he got open sometimes today too. I think the Penix is the problem. I think some of the stuff that Evan said about his unwillingness to throw the ball in the middle of the field. When London went across the field today, he was open. Like the I want to say there was the 4th and 4 was him in the middle of the field,
but
wide open.
I would like to, I'd have to go back and ask Evan, but there was a lot of traffic in front of Penix, and I'm wondering if that he didn't see a lot of the middle of the field.
Yeah, that was the play right there. See, that's inside the numbers. He's got some separation here. That's just pitch and catch.
Yeah.
They don't do that enough.
Yeah.
I think Evan's right about that.
I know you don't like when I beat up on the lefties, but it also looks like it takes him a little.
He's got a wind up.
Yeah, it looks like it takes him a little while to get going on that.
He's got a wind up, but it didn't really seem like it was an issue today.
No.
I thought he moved reasonably well. I don't think he's very mobile, but today I thought he moved well when he needed to.
I agree with that.
They didn't have a lot of pressure on him. I mean, they got some.
And that's a continuing issue, I think, that is kind of getting swept under the rug because we're enamored with Milt Williams, Christian Barmore, and just how they play, but how effective is their play? I don't think any of these quarterbacks that they've affected them enough, and we'll see this week against Baker Mayfield because the numbers look fine. You look at the stats, and it seems like they're getting pressure. But I think when you really look at it, it's I don't know if they're getting enough, and I don't think they're affecting quarterbacks. They're not taking them out of rhythm. They're kind of making a few timely plays when they have to get the win. But they need better pressure.
Release.
If Miami's selling,
he was okay. He wasn't terrible in the game.
Do you want to be in on that, Deuce? If Phillips or Chubb?
Yeah.
Did you give him a third for Phillips?
Yeah. I think I might.
Even though it's a rent?
I think I might. Yeah. I think I might. I don't know. I mean, I have to see the particulars of it. I mean, it would definitely be a rental. I mean, I'd prefer not to rent
I think
now.
it's a contract year for him, isn't it, Paul?
But I think
Jalen
they're
Phillips.
so thin.
See, I didn't know that.
I just think they're so thin at that spot, and
they need help.
And
they need reinforcements.
It's just hard to ask Landry and Chason to play everything and to bring pressure and to stop the run. And I thought Landry had a great play today on Robinson, where it was staying with his guy, moving horizontally to the line of scrimmage, and just not giving him the edge. And I think he had a 1-yard gain, but I don't think they have enough. It's the same way I feel about running back. If you're going to get to the playoffs and make noise and have some fresh legs at some critical parts of the team, when you get to January, I think you need to find a way.
It is a
to
rental
get another
for
pass
Phillips because he is playing on his 5th-year option.
Yeah.
I thought that he would have had his 5th-year option still to come.
Yeah,
but
I don't love it. I mean, those guys are hurt all the time too, so I don't know.
I would absolutely do it for Phillips. I wouldn't give anything up for Chubb, like a 6th, 7th round pick swap,
And
one of those
they're talking about
things.
Judon being available.
Yeah,
He's
same thing. 6th, 7th round pick swap. I'm not giving up anything for that.
No, that's not. Trey Hendrickson would be.
Hendrickson, I'm giving.
That's he's going to come in and start and be a part of a rotation.
And they lost today, I guess.
so
Tough
maybe.
break for Zach Taylor. They lost a tough one. It looks like.
That could be the one that they waved the white flag on because they scored 15 points in the last 2 minutes to go ahead and then give up a touchdown.
I think because of that, they're like, we can, just pull off a win here.
You might be right. Because they can score. Flacco threw for 470 with a bad shoulder.
So So Burrow not that good? Like I mean, anyone can score with that team.
Well, the only thing is they win when Burrow plays.
I know.
That's the difference.
But it's not Flacco's fault. I mean,
wow.
Scored 41 points today. 40
wretched
points.
defense by the Bills.
No question who Patriots fans should be rooting for in this game, right?
Should be rooting for Kansas City.
Right, which is not an easy position to be in, but you got to root for the Chiefs.
Oh, yeah.
Right. Now, I don't think it much matters, but I would rather take the lead in the division than
Yeah,
worry
yeah,
worry
correct,
about
right.
seeding.
Yeah, to me, it's an easy one.
Worry about your own backyard first.
Right.
And then,
If that's always even Belichick, as much as we malign Bill Belichick nowadays, always said it starts with the AFC East.
He won this weekend.
Starts with the division.
Right.
Yes, they were able to, as I said, I
knocked out
was
Syracuse.
I was texting with Matt and Fred on Friday night. No one can put a true freshman lacrosse player in the grinder like Bill Belichick.
You'd think lacrosse player might be a little bit more like, hey, let's give him
In,
a
all,
little
in all
something.
seriousness, they get 3 more wins. They're gonna, and I know everybody gets a bowl, but they get 3 more
Yes,
wins.
if you don't get a
they're gonna be-
bowl,
they're
you
gonna be
get
bowl-
fired.
They're bowl eligible.
If you don't get bowl eligible, you get fired.
Unless you're Bill O'Brien.
Like the chicken cordon bleu.
I know you don't
bowl.
have
I'm talking about it at football
self-deprecating
at
humor.
football places that care.
Actually, right.
Paul went to BU.
I don't even have a team.
Oh, trust, I know. We have heard so much about the MVP conversation this week with Drake Maye, so I had to put in an update in this show. Drake Maye became the 4th quarterback with 200-plus passing yards and a 100-plus passer rating in 8 consecutive games within a season. That's up until this point. He surpassed Patrick Mahomes in the standings for that, and now sits with Aaron Rodgers from his 2011 season, Aaron Rodgers in 2020, and Tom Brady 2007, as well as Peyton Manning in 2004, all of them winning the MVP in those seasons not due to the stat, but that's part of
I don't think.
I might need a
do you think
I'll
today,
break it down for just like
do you think today hurt?
rating.
Do you think today hurt his
And that's
standing in the MVP race?
Thanks for
Pump the
doing
brakes.
that.
So
Yeah.
I would say yes.
Pump the brakes.
And then,
Kwani, what do you
and
think?
then you got Josh Allen 21-10 right now. That's probably helping him.
Sure.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, although Kansas City's going in to make it 21-17 at the half, but Allen's obviously playing well. But yeah, I don't think like I said, I know that he gets 102 passer rating because fumbles don't count in that.
But
he didn't play well today.
But I think it shows his value.
I totally agree.
In a
with
game
you.
like today, when he doesn't have it, now you only win by 1.
Fred, I'm totally with you. If he had played well, you
Then
win
it
that
would
game
have been.
going away.
Right.
But he played well to start.
Yeah.
Then would Mike say that we took a nap?
Yeah.
Drake took a nap.
Yeah.
Let's call it what it was.
Right. Kurt Warner, for what it's worth, I think said today
Not much.
in the as they were looking at the all important midseason awards, and he had May winning it, and put
I
him in
like
a group
Kurt
Kwani
Warner.
because they were saying about guys who won it in their second year, who gone on to win the Super Bowl.
Julian Edelman also put him on the
So,
MVP list, but that was
MVPs in their second year that go on to win the Super Bowl?
Yeah.
And did he say who that was?
He did. I can't remember.
I'll look it up.
I was just wondering.
There's like 30 guys. I don't
Right.
Go on to win the Super Bowl.
Because I know
might
Mahomes
might appear
won the
as-
MVP in his second year, but they did not
But
go on
they
to win the
didn't
Super
win.
Bowl because they lost to Tom Brady
And did
in the
Burrow?
AFC Championship.
Or was that his?
Burrow also lost the Super Bowl, but I don't
Was
know
he
if that was
MVP
his
that
second
year?
year.
Oh.
He was not MVP.
No.
Lover boy. I see what you did there.
Oh, boy.
I see what you
They
did
brought
there.
the wood on him.
That's a big stop for the Bills defense.
That is.
They first and goal from inside the 1, and they turned him aside on all 3 plays. Red Zone Paul chiming in. And 21-13 at the half. Well, 3 seconds left in the half.
Kurt Warner probably mentioned it because he was one of those quarterbacks as well.
Oh yeah, he was he was a second-year quarterback
And Mahomes.
that won the. Mahomes did not win the Super Bowl in his second year.
Oh, it
Well, I
did
wonder
not.
if it's getting to the Super Bowl, Kwani.
Getting to this.
Which I didn't say.
He was summarily, 2020, Tom Brady, summarily dismissed by the
18.
Tampa Bay Bucks. Oh, that was his second year?
18 was Mahomes' second year, and he won the MVP, but did
Lost
not
in
get to the
AFC
Super Bowl.
Championship. I got you.
Burrow, was that his second year, Burrow? When they went to the
21,
Super Bowl
21?
in
Yeah,
20?
Yeah.
So they won, but they lost. He lost in the Super Bowl. So maybe but he didn't win the MVP. Never
Yeah.
mind.
Yeah. I don't know, Drake. I mean, it's like Baker Mayfield
Oh, the
last week.
Colts turned the ball
had
over
a
6
down game.
times today.
That's
I would
that's what
actually
happens.
feel better about that if I were Indianapolis.
To get a stinker out
I
of the
go
way?
I go on the road to Pittsburgh, and I lose by a touchdown in a game I turn the ball over 6 times. I'm going to guess I'm not going to turn the ball over 6 times. Now, the one fear would be, 3 picks for Daniel Jones. Is that a Daniel Jones pumpkin game?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Is this what
Did
he's
it
going to
way-
go
what
back
did-
to?
I can look at what Jonathan
So,
Taylor did.
I was going to say that. That's another one. Daniel Jones and Jonathan Taylor took a step back in the MVP race today as well. So
yeah, but that's what happens.
That's the NFL.
Yeah.
All right, let's go to the phone lines again. Bill in Sarasota. Hi, Bill.
Thank you. Hi, thank you for taking my.
Of course.
Can
Yes, we can hear you, Bill.
We hear you.
A function of their personnel. Obviously, the offensive left side, two young kids, rookies playing there, and you got a center he was cut from Minnesota, and you get a backup guy playing center. I'm wondering why the offense doesn't have more, or a few misdirections, jet sweeps, bubble screens, things like that regarding the offense to try to take a little pressure off the charge of the defensive line. Also, it would give the offensive line a little breather in terms of not having to face a crushing defense that's coming at them every particular play. But you got to slow the defense down once in a while, and I don't see the offense trying to do that at all, really. I do remember a throwback pass to Maye a couple of weeks ago, but I don't see enough misdirection or anything regarding that. I think that would help Drake Maye out.
I mean, those bubble screens, those are definitely in Josh McDaniels' playbook. We've seen a lot of those from Josh McDaniels.
So
coming out of halftime.
I don't see a lot of bubble screens.
Right.
But they ran a number of screens today, and none of them were overly successful.
Right.
The pressure on the screens has kind of blown them up.
Right.
They ran one in the red zone on a 3rd and 18. I think it got 1 yard on the first drive of the second half. They ran one later in the game on the second to last offensive drive that almost got picked off by Jalen Walker. I think they run a fair amount of misdirection run plays. The action where it's like a little fake this way and the toss pitch outside.
Yeah.
I think that they've gotten Henderson to the edge a couple of times on that. So I would push back a little bit. I think that they've run a fair amount of that stuff.
If Bill's comment is about today's game, he might have something. But I mean, last week, as an example, the Hunter Henry touchdown on that really well-designed drive that Josh put together. The whole team's going left.
Yeah.
Douglas is in motion coming right to left. Everybody's going left. Drake rolls right. Henry wide open.
I agree with
you,
you,
Matt. I think
Matt.
Josh does a pretty good job with motion in the air to try to get guys open. So
look at
I don't
this.
know. I don't know how big of
It's
it.
from last week.
It's from last week.
What can't they
Nice job,
do?
Chris.
That's why Chris is the
Nice job,
MVP of this
Chris.
show.
Right. How's his MVP candidacy?
His MVP
It did
candidacy
not
did not take a hit at all.
Did not take a hit at all.
Never
Just
changed.
reinforced
No,
his candidacy.
he
Most valuable
thrives.
from last week.
Yeah.
But I do
Magical.
think Josh has done a good job of some misdirection stuff. I haven't seen many bubble screens. I know that the caller was looking for bubble screens,
Specifically, bubble screen.
No, and I think he's right. I think those are ways to take some pressure off the line because the ball gets out quick and sort of backs people off a little bit. But they haven't run a lot of those.
Yep.
All right, Robin, you're up next in Fort Lauderdale.
Hey, guys. Okay, this question is for Paul. And my question is this. Why is it, and don't get me wrong.
Why do you hate the Patriots?
We have 6 Super Bowls. I'll never complain. I've had enough Super Bowls to last my lifetime. But why is it that we have a 5-8? We lost the Super Bowl because of Ellis Hobbs in that Giants Super Bowl. What do you think is going to happen when a 5-8 receiver, defensive back, is covering a 6? I don't understand that. What do they think is going to happen when a guy that's 7 or 8 inches shorter than the receiver is covering, and then he gets a touchdown? Why is it that these shrimps are covering these massive people going back to the Super Bowl?
Robin, a big fan of the re-signing this week.
Yeah, no, I mean that was on my bad list. Like allowing Atlanta to dictate that matchup in the red zone twice. I mean, once is not ideal. Once is a mistake. Maybe they caught you. They were in a bunch formation at the end of the half, and they were able to get him isolated again on Marcus Jones. And that's not a matchup that Marcus Jones is ever going to win against a guy that big. It's not because he got beat on the play. It's not because he's not scrappy and fighting and being physical. It's the other guy's just too big. And I mean, I agree with that, from Robin. But I would also say, like, you watch Marcus Jones play this year, and like, you're going to look at those 2 plays, and that's going to tell you the story, or you're going to look at what he's done for the balance
Well,
of
no,
the
he's
season.
not blaming Marcus
Good
Jones.
answer.
I think the caller is more upset at, why is the
is he
coordinator or
Yeah.
whatever the scheme
It
is.
happens.
Matching them up.
Yeah.
Right, but he
Like
mentioned
I'm saying,
Ellis
it hasn't
Hobbs.
happened
Like,
a lot.
I mean,
like Ellis Hobbs was an every down corner who got picked on a lot. Like this is not, I don't think, what's happened to Marcus
No,
Jones. a
so
lot.
but in today, like Matt said, the best player in the field was Drake London. He's right.
Yeah.
And like,
And
I don't know.
He didn't just beat Marcus Jones.
No,
he beat Christian Gonzalez
Exactly.
too.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay, last but not least, we have our friend Eldred in North Carolina.
Oh, Eldred, you must be loving you
Kwani.
some Drake
Hi.
London
Hey,
right now.
everybody. How y'all doing?
We're doing
He's
well.
going to tell us how he told us to get Drake London in the draft.
Yeah, I did. But that's okay. He was like my 5th option. But, Paul,
Yes, sir.
I'm going to disagree with you 100%, and we can argue till the moon fall down for all I care. If you can dog out other quarterbacks that almost threw the game away like Drake did, and like Penix for one. Yeah, he didn't look so good, but he got 3 touchdowns over 20-something passes, but you dogging him. Maye was their best player. Drake Maye, excuse me, for almost letting them win the game. If Romo hadn't missed that kick, and then it could have been over. It could have been 6-3 instead of 7-2. So you have to put him on the bad list. You have to put him on the bad list.
Yeah, but you don't think he made plays that allowed him to get the lead?
Yeah. He made plays, and I love them throws too. But you also got to put the game in harm's way. So you have to.
No, I totally agree. That's why he's not on the good list. With all the plays that he made too many bad plays that allowed Atlanta in the game. I agree with you. This was not a good game for Drake Maye. I agree.
Yeah, it wasn't. But see, but like I said, I love the guy.
Yeah.
It reminds me, like I said, North Carolina, some good defense. He gets a little scatterbrain a little bit. But other than that, you see, wow.
No, you're right.
But,
that's an accurate.
Like I said, he's new. He's young. But
Accurate summation of Drake May's day today. It was like he made some plays and he's a little scatterbrained at at times, and sometimes you got to take it. But let's chalk it up to growing pains.
Yeah.
He's still only in his second year.
Correct.
Right.
Right.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. It's only the 2nd year, so
Yeah.
like I said, I love the
I'm
guy.
with you, Eldred. I hear you.
I don't know, Eldred. You and I like Drake, but you know.
I like the fact that after the game, what was the first thing out of his mouth? I got to play better.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
yeah.
own it.
Yeah.
And he did.
Yep. Yeah. He owns it. I got to give it to him. I love the guy. Like I said, I love the guy.
I like.
Give me that 6'3" wide receiver with 4.3 speed. I don't care. I still want
I
him.
made that comment, and I thought that might have caught your ear earlier in the game. Imagine Drake throwing a Drake.
Drake to Drake.
Drake to Drake.
It sounds like this.
Or whatever.
Yeah.
Double Drake.
It sounds like maybe I don't know, for the 3rd time in the last 4 games or something like that, that this team has come away thinking we need to play better, even though they won.
Yeah.
And what a great spot to be in if you're the
Yeah.
head coach, to be able to teach on
yeah.
that
Right.
moment.
God bless
Right?
the schedule.
Right.
On that moment. Yeah, but like I said, I love the team, love the way they're playing, but we still need some help on certain area. And I don't know why Drake can't hit Williams. I don't know why that connection ain't there yet. But I still say we need that true X on the outside too. Love Booty. If Booty get hurt, but you still need somebody else that scare the hell out of the defense. That's it.
Yeah.
I love the game, and y'all have a good one.
You too.
All right. Thanks, Eldred.
Any
As
response?
always, we all end up agreeing. In
Of
the end.
course, it's all happy.
We're
family
7-2.
here. Well,
7-2 is right.
7-2.
7-2.
Bottom line is you won 6 in a row.
Exactly.
So next 2 games, Jets and Tampa Bay. More likely they go 2-0 or 0-2.
2-0.
2-0.
2-0.
2-0.
Unanimous.
1-1.
Oh, come on.
That wasn't an
option. Because that might be the most likely scenario.
Right.
Please.
Right.
2-0.
He's going to have this team ready to play against Tampa.
Yeah.
Because there's going to be a lot of
I'd worry more about the
bad
Jets.
schedule.
Yeah.
Nobody respects us. This team's really good. Let's go
And
down there.
and
National
let's face it,
broadcasters. Let's go down there and show everybody.
Tampa ain't
what
all
we
that.
have. Right.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean,
Correct.
Tampa's good.
They're good. They're plucky.
It's probably the best team they're going to have faced since Buffalo. But they're not
It's not Kansas City.
Kansas City.
No.
They're not Buffalo. They're
No.
not Baltimore in
Right.
terms of talent. I know their record's not good. They're okay.
See
They're okay.
Baltimore's schedule coming up?
Yeah, they should be 6-5.
If Jackson's healthy, they'll be just fine.
Yeah.
All right, well, that's the perfect tease for you to watch the Patriots pregame show next week when they play Tampa Bay. That does it for this edition of the Patriots postgame show, brought to you by DraftKings. For Matt Smith, Paul Perillo, Mike Dussault, and Fred Kirsch, I'm Kwani Lunis. Have a great week.
Hey, this is Alex. Thanks for tuning into the show. If you really want to help us, make sure you like us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts. Also, make sure you follow us on the New England Patriots YouTube channel to see this show and everything else we do here at the Patriots. Thanks a lot.